Boys in the back. Boys.
What is good? We are back with another edition of Boys in the Back. This time on a Wednesday, a rare Wednesday for the Boys in the Back here. Special edition. Summer vacation's happening. The boys are going fishing. So you get us on a Wednesday instead of Helwani. I am 1/3 of the Boys in the Back. Connor Burks. Joined alongside me as always, the Hat Man. Eric Jackman. We got the hat. Where's the hair?
I cut the Paulo cut. I fixed it, and so I was kind of embarrassed about having to admit that because of how much I respect. No, of course I didn't.
Let's go.
Of course I didn't. Of course I didn't.
Look at that haircut. Look at that haircut.
Shout out to my guy Paulo.
You got this haircut. I got a oversized Yao Ming jersey on for the UFC Shanghai card. Actually, game worn by Yao Ming. I mean, look at this. Absolutely gigantic. And this is the first impression we make for a bit of breaking news we have off the top. Frankie? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news on the program. We are officially on television. Look at that. The Yahoo Sports Network has officially launched on the Fast platform. If you don't have Fast, no worries. You can just go to yahoosports.tv where the network will be airing 24/7, 365. This is big news. Hey, Mom, Dad, brothers, you can now watch me. We're on television, baby.
It's been a long time coming. Exciting times ahead, and not much changing in terms of how you consume us on the YouTube platform. Maybe a few new wrinkles, but you can stay with us wherever you are.
Yeah, one or two new wrinkles are being added to the show. There is someone out there that just has this streaming like in the background at a dentist's office, and your face is plastered with that haircut.
Love it. I hope they're having a good day because I am. And thank you to Paulo Costa for getting me looking right.
Thank you to Paulo Costa. Thank you to Fast. Thank you to Yahoo Sports Network. Very exciting times here at the HQ. That's not the only breaking news we have this morning, though. Yes, reports are coming in that Jake Paul will be taking on Gervonta Davis in what reports are saying November 15th matchup at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. But we're doing the math on that one. It's looking like that could be the night that UFC goes to MSG. The Rangers that are there the week before, they're not going to do it the week after 320. So it would be surprising to see them go head-to-head against the UFC. So maybe it's the 15th. Maybe it's a date around there.
Yeah, Nikisa, MVP, Jake have always been smart about picking their dates, right? Like they tend to have their own date, and so I would personally be shocked if it remains there. But for the moment, that's what the reports are saying, that it's on the 15th. We also don't officially know UFC's MSG date. Like that UFC 322 date is not announced yet. As you said, though, there's some tenants of Madison Square Garden that are there the week before.
Rangers are on the 8th. The week before, they won't do the week after 320. So it's either like the 15th or the 22nd.
Exactly. And
but
so
it feels like it'll be the 15th. We also haven't gotten official word from MVP, Jake Paul. They haven't said anything officially on this as well. So we'll stand by to see what happens there.
We should actually talk through, as we're talking about this fight, how this kind of Jake Paul versus Gervonta stuff came out. There was earlier today a post from a Netflix Turkey account that was posted and then deleted, and everybody kind of saw that. Then The Ring magazine later reported that it will be on the 15th. It will be Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, and so that's where we stand.
Netflix Turkey, the country, not Netflix.
Yes.
Turkey LL Chic.
Sorry. For clarity, yes. Netflix Turkey, the country.
So there were rumors that he might fight Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
Those seem to be real. Instead, he goes in the exact opposite direction and fights Gervonta Davis in what the reports are saying will be an exhibition match at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, likely because you can't sanction a fight between this. Just a few stats here for you. Jake Paul 6'1", Gervonta Davis 5'5". Gervonta Davis being a man who the last few years has been fighting at 135 pounds. We've seen him go up to 140. We've seen him go down to 130. Jake Paul, when he fought Mike Tyson last November, weighed in at 227 pounds. He is now officially ranked as a cruiserweight, which is a 200-pound weight division. The king of that division, Jai Opetaia, is 6'2". So he's fighting a man much, much smaller than them. So that's why I would imagine it's going to be an exhibition.
Yeah, and, this feels akin to Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul in terms of
circus.
Well, circus, but also we don't know yet, right? Like that's what the reports are saying. But ahead of Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, there were lots of things circulating. Like, would this get sanctioned as an exhibition? Would it get sanctioned as a legitimate pro fight? And that kind of went back and forth. Obviously, that ended up taking place in Texas, and the commission kind of adjusted what would be happening there. So, still a lot of time for this to kind of materialize. My initial reaction, though, on the fight itself is, okay, I want to break this into halves.
Break it into halves, man.
First half, I'm not interested in this fight. I don't care about Jake Paul boxing Gervonta Davis because of what you mentioned. The size difference, to me, makes this uninteresting. I don't care about Jake Paul versus Gervonta because I don't think Gervonta, even if Gervonta wins a fight, stylistically, I couldn't even imagine what that fight looks like if he wins. It's like jabbing Jake Paul. He's not going to knock out a 220-pound man. It's just not in the realm of possibility unless Jake went to his knees and let him get a flush shot. Just as Jake decided he was going to box from his knees. He crouched down on the floor, sat on his knees like a father playing with his toddler, and then let Gervonta punch him in the head. That's probably the only way he could reach him. I don't care about this fight from that perspective because, again, like if Gervonta wins this fight, it's what? How would it look? If Jake wins this fight, it's him knocking out a much smaller man, right? Or even outboxing, but outboxing a much smaller man. And in boxing, the skilled bigger man tends to beat the skilled smaller man. Now, I will consider Jake Paul like moderately skilled at this point. That's the first half. Now the second half, where I give Jake Paul some bail because I feel he deserves it. I would rather see Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis than Jake Paul versus boxer ranked number 13 in the world in a weight class that he doesn't really need to be in because it doesn't really matter what weight class Jake Paul is in.
Would you rather see Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua?
That's where the bail ends because I would much rather see Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. And I think there are a lot of people out here who would rather see that fight on the basis that they think Anthony Joshua would ice Jake Paul and want to see Jake Paul get iced. Here's the other part of the bail I'm going to give Jake Paul. I don't think Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua is off the table, nor do I think Jake Paul didn't give a good effort to fight Anthony Joshua. Like, by the way, they've been talking about 2026 for this fight for the longest time, the Joshua fight. They have been the year 2026 has very often and frequently been associated with this fight. So it's not like I expected that it was one or the other. What I would do, like, does this feel like an intermediary step that I didn't need and don't particularly care about? Yes. If ultimately Jake Paul boxes Gervonta Davis and however that result goes, and then fights Anthony Joshua, I don't feel any differently. Nothing that happened there would have changed for me. So those are the two parts. Those are the two elements of bail that I'm going to give Jake Paul. One, I don't want to see him against like the 13th ranked boxer in the weight class, and I think he will ultimately at some point fight Anthony Joshua, or at least gave his best effort to fight Anthony Joshua, and this was another result that either took place along the way or instead of. But I'm okay with that.
I would actually rather see him against like a top 10 cruiserweight.
Why, though?
Why do I want to see him versus Gervonta Davis?
Because it will be a spectacle.
Of course it'll be a spectacle, and they'll put it on Netflix, and it'll do huge numbers, and everyone's going to tune in, and everyone's going to trash it, and that's just how it goes with these Jake Paul fights. Gervonta Davis wins. It's like, yeah, man, you're a world champion boxer in your prime. Of course you beat Jake Paul.
So
Doesn't
you want to
matter
see
about
like
the size
Andre
difference.
August again? You want to see that?
We're not talking Andre August at this point. We're talking about top 10 cruiserweights, and if he wins that, then we can get him a fight against Jaya Pataya.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now
who doesn't want to see that?
Now we're putting him into a death sentence. Yeah, I don't care. As I've long said,
if he beats Gervonta Davis, like it's almost like
it's a pit
perfect
stop
to the Jake Paul formula. If he beats Gervonta Davis, everyone's gonna be like, "No shit, dude, you're a mammoth compared to him."
Yes, that's why I don't need it.
It just doesn't interest me. And you're gonna make it an exhibition because you can't sanction it.
It doesn't interest me either, but more so than Jake Paul as this like professional boxer. That's
professional boxer. He's ranked, man.
I don't
top
care.
15 cruiserweight in the world.
That's my point. That's my point. The top 15 ranked cruiserweights, I'm not interested in that because I don't care about that. I want the spectacle.
No matter how the fight goes, it's going to do massive numbers. It's going to be on
It's
Netflix.
going to be big.
It's 2 superstars. It's going to be huge. It's inarguable that it's going to be gigantic. And of course, we will cover it as well as it happens. That is not the only breaking news we have. We'll get to that right after this short break. All right, so last night Dana White went live on Instagram to announce some big fights. The biggest one being Reinier de Ridder versus Anthony Hernandez, taking place in Vancouver in October. October just continues to get more and more stacked. A couple more fights announced for that. Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott. We got confirmation about Ayman Zahabi taking on Chito Vera, Jasmine Jasdavicius versus Manon Fiorot. He announced a few fights for UFC Rio as well. Our boy Montel Jackson taking on Davison Figueiredo in a massive fight for him. So a lot of fights building for October, including the 2 pay-per-views, 320 and 321. But the biggest announcement last night was Reinier de Ridder versus Anthony Hernandez, and Dana White mentioning as well that the winner of Imavov versus Bahalio is not guaranteed the shot against Chimaev. It could be the winner of this fight as well.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense, right? I think these are the 4 names with like this little like line, this little rope out to Paulo Costa as a like wild card 5th option. But these are the names involved in the conversation, and I think all of them would be worthy contenders. I think you have to think that Imavov has the best case, right? If you're laying out the cases for everybody, it seems like he would have the best case at the moment. I will say though, the level of activity and the frequency with which Reinier de Ridder is fighting is definitely going to put pressure on that, right? The idea that this guy is just like racking up all these fights against top guys and exceeding on the highest stage from somebody who it felt like kind of burst into the UFC and has just been sprinting, I think is going to put a lot of pressure on somebody like an Imavov, even though I do feel like he has the best case for it.
Okay, so laying it out, Imavov versus Bahalio is September 6th in Paris.
Yeah.
This de Ridder-Hernandez fight is October 18th in Vancouver. Khamzat just fought this past weekend, so they're all fighting within 2 months of each other. I also don't think Khamzat is going to fight again in 2025. I think they're going to save him for 2026 on the early end.
Well, he was calling for Abu Dhabi. There's just no way. Like, Tom's already on that card. What would you do that for?
There's no way with Tom being on the card, the turnaround for himself, and the turnaround for his opponent, who's going to be one of these 4 guys. There's just no chance. I don't think they're going to put him in December. I think they wait till 2026. You get Ilya early in 2026. You get Khamzat early in 2026 for this new Paramount deal.
Kick that deal off right.
Let's kick it off with a bang. So, all that said, I think they're all on an even playing field in terms of timeline. And I would actually go as far to say, I think they're all on an even playing field in terms of chance of getting the next fight. If Kyle Bahalio goes in there and beats Imavov, especially in dramatic fashion, dude, he's got the fighting nerds backing. He'll be undefeated in the UFC. Like he'll be on this massive ascension, and he'll have beaten the number 2 guy who, DDP dropped down to number 1. He'll now be the number 1, number 2 guy in the division. He'll have a rightful claim to the throne. If Imavov beats him in Paris, especially by finish, crowd goes crazy. Oh, this dude's got star power, backing of his country, everything like that. He's there. And then, like you mentioned, RDR. This will be his 4th fight in 2025. He will easily be in contention for breakout fighter of the year, if not fighter of the year.
Yeah.
We still got to see what happens with Merab and those guys. Easy claim to it. And then Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, super long winning streak, has been beating everyone. If he stops Reinier de Ridder, it'll just add another jewel to this chest that he has, staking his claim. I really think it all comes down to who does it in most impressive fashion. We talked about Movsar versus Lerone Murphy. Movsar's been decisioning everyone. He wasn't available to fight Pico. Lerone Murphy, I'll step in. Bop, spinning back elbow. Now Volkanovski's talking your name. Now you're getting the title shot. I think it's just who does it and who does it in most impressive fashion.
Do you think the fighters themselves will view it that way and put pressure on themselves to get the most impressive win?
I wonder.
Like, does Imavov go, I need to knock this guy out? Does Kaio go, I can't just, like, against Jared Cannonier, that was a masterclass by Kaio, right? That was a fight that everybody goes, if Kaio takes him down, he's going to win. But if he stands with him, Jared Cannonier is going to win. And then Kaio just obliterated him on the feet, just completely outclassed him and dismantled him. If you do that again, though, is that the performance that you need to get that title shot, right? You might need to go in there and get a knockout. So to me, it feels like the fight with the most likelihood of a finish is going to be Anthony Hernandez and RDR. Like, either RDR is going to find something there, he's going to find a sub or do something with Hernandez when he has him on the ground, or Hernandez is going to be so ruthless, relentless, vicious that he's eventually just kind of going to break RDR. Imavov and Kaio, I would expect to go to decision, but I wonder if this is placing additional pressure, knowing that you've got them looking over your shoulder and might have an opportunity to like take the pole position in that title shot.
Well, if you're Imavov, that Izzy knockout did not seal you a title shot. You saw yourself get leapfrogged by Khamzat Chimaev. You know it can happen again. Yep. And then also Dana White saying on the IG Live last night, being like, yeah, it's not guaranteed. It ain't Imavov and Bahalio. You have to know that pressure. And also Bahalio weighing in as backup. In hindsight, the guy's made weight and everything, so it's sort of like, damn, bro, you just cut down to 185 just to do it again just a few weeks later. So, like, that might not have been the best decision, but, like, he did get that call to go do that. So it's just like, you are not guaranteed. And with how hot RDR and Fluffy Hernandez are right now, it would be smart of their team to acknowledge, like, we're not guaranteed this. We can't go out and point fight to a 48-47 decision win and then be like, all right, that's it, I earned it.
Some fighters will have that mentality, and we have seen this in the past, but some fighters will go, the most important thing is to win. Because if I go out there chasing the knockout and I lose, then it's all for nothing anyway. I got fucked. So some guys will go, I'll just get the win.
With how much of a savage Fluffy Hernandez is, the worst thing that these two dudes could do in Kaio and Imavov is fight like really close 48-47 in kind of like a mid-fight.
Would you be surprised to see that, though?
No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, they're both such high-level dudes. I wouldn't be surprised if they couldn't separate. It's not that exciting, and it's just like, oh, winner 48-47.
And then you get that RDR train and Fluffy train coming.
Fluffy Hernandez is at home with his chicken on a couch, just petting it, just like laughing, just like, you boys left the door wide open for me.
What about that fucking madman RDR too?
I was going to say RDR will happily oblige with that as well. And then they put on a wild show, and then it's what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
At that point, it'll be a month and a half. We'll have seen this incredible October up to this point. Now they're headlining Canada, and it's just like one of them goes out there, gets a savage finish, then it's just like, all right, they'll be next February against Khamzat.
There's so much on the line here, and there's so much to weigh, because not only do you have this pressure, right? We're talking about this. We assume that these fighters want to get a finish in every fight. So it's not this like thing where it's like, I decided not to get a finish. Now, maybe saying this on the heels of Khamzat Chimaev and hearing from Arman Sarukian that he was like, I want to open up my hands, and they were like, no, stay doing what you're doing, doesn't lend credence to my idea that every fight somebody's seeking a finish. But in general, if a fighter sees an opportunity, they're going to try and get that finish as opposed to the decision. There's that pressure now, right? There's that, I need a finish because I don't want somebody to have a better performance. But then you have the pressure of, I also need to get out of here healthy. Because if I'm not healthy, then it doesn't matter how good my performance is. If they want to put me in that spot, but I'm not healthy, and guess what? The winner of that other fight is healthy, they're going to get the shot too. So there's all these factors at play. This is a very unique and fascinating situation where the fighters are going to have to weigh the risk and reward of chasing that finish, potentially getting injured because they're trying to put on an exciting performance. All these things just in order to get a shot at the champion, Khamzat Chimaev. But it's created this very fascinating situation, and I like the idea that Dana White was like, no, that's not guaranteed to be the number one contender fight. Typically, I like having some kind of sense and stakes attached, but I do like the idea that we've got these 4 in some kind of race at the moment. Then Paulo Costa off to the side.
We can talk about that in just a second. The more I'm digesting this, the more I'm thinking that because they are later, I don't think Dana White is going to make a decision based off of September 6th. I think he's going to wait to see October 18th.
Correct.
However, each fight plays out, then he'll make his decision from there. I think the fact that RDR and Anthony Hernandez are such maniacs and have such finishing capabilities, and I think will do that dance with each other, and the fact that they're the later fight and 6 weeks later too. It's not like it's a week later. So that'll be off in the rear view at that point. We'll have had Noche, we'll have had 320, we'll have had the Rio card, all that in between, and we move fast in MMA. It's got to be the fastest moving sport out there. The fact that they're the later fight, they could both put on a crazy performance, get a finish, get on the microphone and do that call out. They might not be the more popular fighters, but I think they're the more fan favorite in terms of these 4 guys. I think those 2 are fans love to watch them fight. They respect their games and they really appreciate them. Whereas I think Caio and Imavov, because of their backing of their countries, are technically more popular and they've been near the top for longer. I just still think that those 2 fighting later is more beneficial for them.
I think, you want to be the one fighting after. You don't want that pressure of going before. And unfortunately, that's what Caio and Nasruddin have. At the same time, though, if you have a performance, let's say you have that Lerone Murphy type performance where it's we weren't expecting it and then all of a sudden you do it. I think, honestly, for Nasruddin, that Izzy fight was kind of that, right? I don't think people kind of expected it to go that way specifically, and then he was able to have that. You would expect that would get the title shot. In this scenario, didn't. If he has another one like that, I do think it would be hard to knock him off the perch, but I do agree with you that you want to go second. You want to know what you have to beat, right? If Nasruddin goes out and gets a 49-46 decision over Caio, as Hernandez or RDR, if I step in there and rip this dude's head off, I'm probably going to get a shot. And so you do want to have that information. 2 questions for you.
Please.
Number 1, who do you think emerges from this and gets the shot?
I've been doubting RDR the entire year. So I can't continue to doubt him. But man, the run that Fluffy Hernandez has been on is it's been insane. I'm gonna say that Fluffy Hernandez finishes RDR and gets the title shot from it.
I agree with you. I concur. I think that he has the best opportunity to do it because the style is, even if he doesn't get the finish, the mauling that he put on Roman Dolidze, I think, is impressive in its own right. That is, to me, the performance that I think people wanted out of Khamzat, right? Even though it wasn't a finish till late. Those first round. 3 rounds, it was such a dismantling, and it was so violent at the same time that even if he doesn't get a finish, I think he's in a very good position, right? Even if he just breaks somebody, even if he breaks RDR down for 5 rounds, it's going to look really good. So stylistically, I think he has an edge there.
That's actually a great point by you. Fluffy Hernandez, what he did to Roman Dolidze is what people, if
that's
Khamzat was going to dominate, that's what they wanted.
100%. And the level of violence and intensity is there. I also think skill for skill, he's probably the best of that class for me. I think Nasruddin is extremely well-rounded, really good, but has these moments of inactivity that just don't sit well with people. On Caio's side, he's primarily a grappler, but his striking has come along, but he kind of uses one phase or the other. It's not really a fluid combination yet. Anthony has the combination of violent on the feet, will put his hands down and put his chin up and throw hands with you. And on the grappling, he's coming to take you apart. So his style, I think, is the most intriguing. RDR's is the most chaotic and the most wild card. Question number 2 is,
please,
who do you want to see Khamzat Chimaev face?
I think I was asked this earlier this week, and I asked who I thought had the best chance of beating Khamzat, and I said Fluffy Hernandez just because of the run that he's been on, the grappling capabilities, the physicality that he has. So I'm gonna stick with that. I think out of the four, out of this little mini middleweight tournament, I'm gonna go with Fluffy Hernandez, but I don't mind. I don't mind an RDR shot. RDR is like DDP Jr. in terms of like I just keep doubting him and he just keeps showing up and winning in impressive ways. But Halio isn't a bad option either. Like he's nasty on the ground too. I feel like Imavov is the one that would end up getting taken down and sort of getting mauled similar to DDP.
I would like to see RDR because
He'd
I
be
think
so
he
good.
offers the most in. If you're fighting Khamzat Chimaev, you know that you're going to get taken down and you know that you're going to have to scramble. I think him, like a Kamaru Usman or like a Gilbert Burns, the striking is serviceable and has finishing capability as we saw against Bo Nickel. But what I'm interested in is if he's in a scramble with Khamzat Chimaev, I think he can create opportunities. And that's what I want to see most. With Hernandez, it's more like who's going to be able to put their game on the other one first. I'm not picking anybody over Khamzat in that scenario, Anthony Hernandez included, who I think the world of. I'm not picking anybody over who's going to be the dominant grappler against Khamzat Chimaev. So I'm kind of interested in somebody who might know they're not going to be the dominant grappler, or at least the dominant wrestler in RDR, and kind of have something for the scrambles and create a chaotic situation.
RDR is disgusting on the ground, as we
Yeah.
saw throughout his one championship career. There is also the argument, he is huge. He's like 6'4", he is massive. He has that strength to potentially compete with
No, he
Khamzat
doesn't.
Chimaev.
No, he doesn't.
As I was saying, I was like, you don't believe that,
No,
dude.
nobody does.
Also, I don't mind the Amsterdam thing or the
Oh, yeah.
Netherlands thing. Him
Yeah.
being from the Netherlands is a nice new market. I don't believe there's ever been a UFC champion from the Netherlands. Obviously, Alistair Overeem.
Jermaine Durandamy.
Jermaine
We did this
Durandamy.
last time.
Yeah, everyone remembers the Jermaine
Boss
Durandamy
Rude.
run. To the point where I was reminded last time, and I have since forgotten. He can be the new age Netherlands champion. I mean, we got a voicemail a couple times when RDR fights, and the guy that's calling us at 6 a.m. from Amsterdam, he's like, yo, guys, RDR just won again. Let's go.
It's a fighting culture, primarily more of the kickboxing.
Huge kickboxing
but
culture.
it is a fighting nation, and he's just such a good personality too. Like he talks good shit. He kind of talks that like sly shit. He's basically DDP. He is DDP. Like he has the total package. I think it would be the most fun. It's the one I want. I think Anthony Hernandez wins that fight and emerges from it.
You mentioned Paulo Costa. He ain't
Throw
even
his
in the
ass in
top
there.
10, bro.
Who cares?
MVP Paulo Costa. That's the fight to make.
Maybe, but
You can't. We went through the resume.
No, you
love
can't.
Paulo Costa.
you can do it.
Love the barber. Amazing guy. Incredible, salt of the earth human. But I believe he's like 2-4 in his last 6.
Yeah, that's
and
okay.
He's coming off a win over Roman Kopylov. That doesn't
Gourmet
get him a
Chen
title
Chen
shot.
and Paulo Costa.
MVP said he's down.
Business.
MVP said he's down. I think that's.
It's
the
a fun
to make.
fight. Paulo Costa probably needs one more, but if Khamzat wants it bad enough, I think he could force the UFC's hand there. Maybe while this tournament gets resolved, right? You can maybe do something early and then they get the next shot after that. I wouldn't expect it. I expect that one of the winners here is.
Last question for you on this.
Yeah.
What do you do with DDP?
DDP versus one of the losers of these fights.
Okay, so you have him sit for a minute and he fights
Yeah.
one of the losers. Yeah, because I
Recover
was
from
looking at
this,
it.
figure things out. You fight the loser from one of these fights, or you could potentially fight the winner who doesn't get the title shot. Let's say Imavov gets the title shot. Anthony Hernandez versus DDP. That could be a goddamn
You're saying,
scrap.
yeah, so the winner of, or we get the much
DDP versus
sought after
DDP?
DDP versus RDR, the triple initial cartoon characters going
yeah,
at it.
Exactly.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens at middleweight. I'm excited about it. 185 is exciting. It's going to be very interesting to see if anyone can threaten the throne of Khamzat Chimaev. We mentioned off the top of the show, we're on TV now, baby. With TV comes commercials. UFC Shanghai this weekend. We'll break it all down right after this break. All right, UFC Shanghai going down this weekend. Main event, Johnny Walker, Ming Yang Zhang at 205. It feels like they made this the main event because Zhang is repping China. The co-main event, Aljamain Sterling versus Brian Ortega, which is getting 5-round treatment, feels like the real main event here.
It is certainly the bigger by name value fight, right? Like Brian Ortega and Aljamain Sterling are fight card headliners, right? This is not. Has Johnny Walker's headlined a fight before, right?
I believe some like maybe like Thiago Santos,
yeah, like,
Johnny Walker,
exactly.
Like
so it's not completely new to him, but not as many as Brian Ortega and Aljamain Sterling. Certainly, Aljamain Sterling headlining pay-per-views as a champion, and so you do have to acknowledge that the co-main event is the one with the bigger names currently,
bigger names, higher ranked,
but the spot that he's in to potentially be this like flag bearer for China is massive.
Huge.
Like we see the level of support for Zhang Weili, who has kind of been the lone Chinese fighter who's kind of like broken out. There's certainly been some names that you see on fight nights and pay-per-views as recognizable names and faces, but nobody has really like broken through into title contention in this top of the class and division in the way that Zhang Weili has. But when she fights, you always hear Dana White citing like on WeChat, on Weibo, on all these like Chinese specific platforms, the traction is hundreds of millions of views and likes and engagement and things like that. Because of how much China is desperate for somebody like this and to support it. The namesake, the jersey that you're wearing, this man like started cultural revolution in terms of basketball and its station, its feeling in China.
Yeah, John Jones is a diehard Yao Ming fan.
Yeah,
that's how big he is.
Wow, that's a reference right there.
I am actually with you though in the fact that Ming Yang Zhang, he's got the look. He's fighting at one of the
style.
He's got the style. He's fighting at one of the higher weight classes at 205. He's a big, giant dude. And then to go along with that, he's got the fighting style. Zhang, 12-fight win streak, all happening in the first round. All 19 of his wins coming by way of first-round finish as well. Yep. So if he wins, it ain't making it out of the first round. And he's going up against the guy in Johnny Walker that sets up perfectly to go with this style. Johnny Walker, 17 wins in the first round. He's been finished 4 times in the first round, 6 overall. Zhang has also been finished 4 times, worth noting. So this just seems like one of those fights that isn't going to go long. I'm not going to say adamant on anything. I feel like every time I say that, it's the kiss of death. Like I thought Khamzat and DDP would not go long. It went all 25, so I'm not going to say anything there. But it feels like the UFC feels pretty confident in that, and they were like, you know what? We'll throw 5 rounds on Aljamain Brian Ortega because main event might not go that long.
I'm confident, like you, that Zhang is going to find a way to
in his home country. If he gets a first round finish,
it's gonna be wild in there. But as you said, stylistically, like this feels like not an ideal scenario for Johnny Walker, right? You're going up against a guy who has that ability to hit the off button, who has that ability to hit the switch, and you have been notoriously easy to kind of find that switch on. Would it also shock me in the other direction if he just wasn't ready for this? If Zhang wasn't ready for this level yet, and Johnny Walker had been fighting top guys, and we're going to see the difference in level of opposition? Probably, right? Like, what's Zhang's best win? Anthony Smith? Like, what do we? It has to, like by a mile.
It couldn't be Ozzy Diaz or Brenton Ambero. It's got to be Anthony
you have
Smith.
to also level adjust, right? This is Anthony Smith, like at the tail end of the career, so it's like.
Funny enough, both of their last wins are against Anthony Smith.
There you go. But Johnny Walker, whether he's been winning or losing, has been fighting the actual, best of this division, the actual cream of the crop. So I wouldn't be shocked if maybe now if Zhang is getting into deep waters and Johnny Walker might be, a little bit too accomplished and have a little bit too much experience for him. Because of the fighting style and because of Johnny Walker's seeming ability to get knocked out, I don't feel we'll encounter that. But it does make me wonder, is he going to prove much of anything with this win? Even if he knocks out Johnny Walker, I'm still not quite sure how he will look against the top levels of this division.
He was booked to fight Azamat Mirzakhanov on
Now
UFC
that would have been
316.
interesting.
That's a fight.
Yeah.
But this gives him a chance to get a highlight reel win in front of his home country.
It's a showcase. It's a showcase.
You get him in front of all these people. I mean, what is it going to be? 20,000 people in Shanghai. They're all going crazy for him. Now they know who he is. And then somewhere down the line, you get a Zhang headline card. Ming Yang and
let's
Wei
go.
Li. You get the title fight up top, and then you get him with like a top 10 fight at the 205 division.
Yeah, and the other thing that I'm wondering about this is like, does the next opportunity for him have to be a big one, or do you return to like you're kind of a featured prelim type guy or kicking off a pay-per-view, or does this go, hey, we now have somebody at light heavyweight who we can kind of put some momentum around and there's an entire nation potentially behind him? Do you start to fast track that a little bit? Do you start to advance the timeline beyond just because this is a headliner, right? Now, if all of a sudden he's now back to the 7th fight down the card, it could feel a little bit funky, right? It could feel a little bit weird to have this big opportunity and then go backwards. I think you have to just look at this as the light heavyweight division is one in need. Let's try to just push it. If he gets a win here, let's try to just push him to the top and keep him headlining fight nights.
I mean, you could put him against a guy like Alexander Rakic. You could put him
Fight night
like
headliner somewhere.
A Volkan Ozdemir. I mean, Jamal Hill will be looking for an opponent at some point. There are dudes that he can fight in this division. He'll be like top 13, top 12 if he wins this.
But now you have to officially stamp it, right? Now it's like headliner. You're not co-main event on a fight night. You're not fourth fight on a pay-per-view. You really have to like kind of hit that level now. How old is he? How old is Zhang Ming now?
I want to say like 27. 27.
So you've got a guy who's like ready to kind of take that leap. You've got him entering his prime now. The ceiling could come off here. And as you said, he has the style, he has the look. He's kind of like got that like cool, icy, cold feel about him, especially with like how kind of devastating the damage he did to Anthony Smith was. I think it's his time. And if he can get the win here, I think you look at a guy that is now headlining those fight nights against the names that you mentioned.
And he reps China very well. I mean, obviously one of the most populated countries in the entire world, but like he's constantly posting pictures with Zhang Weili, with Song Yadong. Like he's about the country and repping it and giving someone to cheer for. And at these higher weight classes, especially a guy that exclusively gets finishes in the first round, you're easy to root for.
And this weight class in particular, there's not a lot of opposition here. Like Alex Pereira kind of tore through everybody. And now it's Magomed's opportunity, and we'll see if Alex can get his revenge. But it should not be hard to rise in this division. Like there's opportunities out there. Once you win one or two more, you could be knocking on the door of a title shot.
All right, final prediction.
Zhang Ming Yang knockout first or second round. Yeah,
I'm gonna go first on knockout for Zhang Ming Yang. All right, let's go to the co-main. Brian Ortega taking on Aljamain Sterling. We already mentioned we're getting 5 rounds in this one. Personally love this fight.
It's a great fight.
Last time out we saw Aljamain go against Movsar Evloev. We saw a ton of incredible scrambles, a very close fight. I want to say live. I was like, Aljamain could get this on the scorecards. It was a very close fight. Unfortunately, doesn't get his hand raised there. I think we see a similar scrambles in this one. I think there's going to be a lot of fun action on the ground. I don't think Brian Ortega has the same prowess. Like he's obviously disgusting with the submissions and everything, but I think it's going to be a very fun fight.
I'm predicting a striking battle.
Oh, you're saying that they're going to offset.
I think they
no
will
one goes
neutralize.
for the grappling.
I think we will see Aljamain Sterling probably just try to stay long, use a lot of kicks, use his boxing when available, and I think we'll probably see the same from Brian Ortega, primarily focusing on those hands. I don't think we'll see this hit the mat much. I will say my preference for this fight would be to hit the mat. I would much rather see the grappling exchanges. I think Aljamain, when he's wrestling with people, is so much fun to watch. We saw in that Movsar fight maybe one of Movsar's like most interesting fights because Aljamain Sterling was willing to engage with him there and had something to offer back against a guy who is, I was going to say number one contender, but probably not. Lerone Murphy's probably number one contender, but in that range, I think that could be a lot of fun. As you said, Ortega, not necessarily the wrestler that Movsar is, but certainly as high level a grappler in terms of even his guard game, finding submissions, his ability to win scrambles. I would like to see it. I expect the striking battle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think we said the same thing for Movsar
for that
and
fight,
Aljo, but we ended up seeing grappling as well. Aljo's looked great at 145 so far. Calvin Kattar in a very competitive loss to Movsar Evloev. Brian Ortega's flirted with going up to 155.
He said it 2 fights in a row that he's going up to 55.
I say flirted. He literally came out and was just like, I'm going to 155. It'll be interesting to see like the weight cut, how everything goes for him here. If 145 is long-term for him, or he's just going to go up to 155 after this fight. But overall, I'm going to favor Aljamain Sterling. I actually think they do get in some tie-ups. I do think he goes to the mat at some point, and I'm just going to favor Aljamain Sterling, a better overall grappler, better overall mixed martial artist, and he gets it done.
The fact that it's 5 rounds does leave that option open that I do think maybe it does hit the mat. I don't expect it to be what I don't expect is it to be the Movsar fight for Aljamain, where it's only on the ground, primarily on the ground. I just think that Ortega and Aljamain have developed their hands and their striking games to the point that they kind of are comfortable in that position and don't necessarily need to attack that ground game. Certainly Brian, right? Like Brian's not the type of guy who's out there trying to like shoot for takedowns and wrestle. Aljamain more so trying to grapple, but I think they're both so comfortable on their feet at this point that they'll probably stay there unless one or the other initiates an exchange, and then it kind of goes that direction. So I think primarily on the feet, I favor Aljamain. I just think at this weight class, without having to do that insane drain down to 135, he's in a good position.
Honestly, the fact that it's going 5 rounds could be a bad sign for Aljamain Sterling, because Brian Ortega is typically losing fights until he isn't.
He has like the most 3rd round finishes or some crazy shit in a row.
Last win by 3rd round finish, has one against Renato Moicano, has one against Clay Guida, has one against Diego Brandao, Thiago Tavares. Like, he hit a stretch, Jordan Rinaldi, before he got to the UFC, he hit a stretch where he had 4 straight 3rd round finishes.
Yeah, it's nuts shit. And Brian Ortega, he's an underdog, right? I actually don't remember the line on this.
Yeah. Aljo's like minus 250.
Brian Ortega as an underdog is always a tasty proposition.
It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Brian Ortega 2-4 in his last 6.
Yeah,
a couple of them weird. The Yair one, and then like the Diego Lopez lost by decision, but like was knocked out and then knocked back into being there in that first round against him. So a very, very intriguing fight, and I'm glad we're getting 5 rounds for it. Let's go. The last of like the big 3 on this one. There's a clear dividing line between the top 3 fights and the rest of the card. Sergey Pavlovich taking on Waldo Cortez Acosta. This is my fight of the night. This is my Super Bowl.
I had my Super Bowl last week. This is your Super Bowl.
It has to end. I've been talking about this one for a while. Every time I talk about it, you guys are like, yeah. Nah, he can't keep getting away with it. Salsa Boy cannot keep getting away with this. Taunting our favorite fighters, point fighting at heavyweight, winning decisions. This is the one. Sergey Pavlovich needs to go back to 6-fight win streak, 6-fight first-round knockout streak, Pavlovich, and blitz this dude.
Are you confident he does that?
I have to be. I have no other option. I've been left with this.
The Jairzinho fight going to decision did make me wonder, like
the Volkov fight going to decision and him essentially never getting out of first gear.
That one I kind of like was more of a, okay, he's still shell-shocked by the Tom Aspinall knockout, and it's like he didn't want to fight.
That's
the Jairzinho one is the one that made me go, oh shit. Like, what version of Sergey are we seeing from now until the end of his UFC run?
What did Tom do to Sergey?
What did Tom do? This? Yeah.
He can't point fight against him, or he's probably not going to win.
That's the other thing, though. Like, Volkov, Jairzinho, Tom, like, these are guys who can give something back. All due respect to Salsa Boy, like, he just doesn't have that level of power. He doesn't have the thing that could scare Sergey. If we do, I'll put it this way. This is Sergey's fight to lose if he steps on the gas and tries to knock out Cortez Acosta. He will win. He will win if he blitzes him. If we don't see that, I am very down on the long-term prospects of Sergey ever getting into like top contender territory again.
If he goes out here and fights a 15-minute fight where both dudes land like 64 to 52 on the significant strikes and he loses 29-28, the stock of Sergey Pavlovich from where he was in November of 2023 going into that fight against Tom Aspinall will be redlined straight down.
Yeah. No, he was one of the scariest dudes in the division, and Tom Aspinall said so heading into that fight, right? He was the one he was the most terrified of in this division because of that problem that he posed. We have not seen that guy since the Tom Aspinall fight. In the Tom Aspinall fight, we did see that guy. He was trying to end Tom Aspinall. If we see it again, I think it's his fight to lose. If we don't, I do not believe we will see him in top contention ever again.
The run of Waldo Cortez Acosta that has him situated as the number 6 heavyweight in the world, Sergey Spivak, Ryan Spann, Robles de Spain, Andrei Arlovsky, a 43-year-old Andrei Arlovsky, Lucas Brzeski. I don't think Brzeski is in the promotion anymore. Robles is not in the promotion anymore. Arlovsky is no longer in the promotion. Ryan Spann is a light heavyweight. And then Sergey Spivak.
So you're saying it's been a good run. And shout out to Salsa Boy for this epic run that he's getting.
And then he got a loss against Marcus Rogerio de Lima, and then his wins before that were Chase Sherman and Jared Vandera.
What are you trying to say with this?
Can't keep getting.
If Salsa Boy has no haters, Connor is no longer with us.
If Salsa Boy has no haters, I am deceased. I am dead. The heart has stopped ticking. I can guarantee you that.
It would be one of the most improbable title runs of all time if he was able to somehow do it.
No. There will be no title run because eventually he'll have to face Tom Aspinall.
Wait, no, that's the title run.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not saying like title defensive.
Run
like,
to a title shot.
Run to a title, yeah. No, he's not beating Tom Aspinall.
People ask
obviously.
me about like fighters that it's like, I actually don't even dislike him personally. I think he's kind of funny. Salsa Boy.
Yeah.
I have just bet against him in almost every one of these fights.
And then it's like 29-28, splitty, Salsa Boy. And
it's to the point where like he goes to a decision and you're just like, I actually think we might have got that. And then you never get
have it. Yes.
And then you never get it.
Salsa Boy always got it.
Yeah, I bet on Robles de Spain. Stupid. Dummy. That's as bad as my Pico bet. Sergey Spivak, I also bet on. Did I bet on Lucas Brzeski? No,
Probably.
No chance. I definitely took a Jared Vandera by submission. Yeah, so I can promise you, we'll get to the bets in a little bit. I'll be placing a little
on Sergey?
I'll be placing a little wager on Sergey Spivak.
That's the kiss of death.
On Sergey Spivak by knockout. I need the pain. I need more of it. I need more of it.
Salsa Boy 29-28.
Also, just a reminder, this card starts at 3 a.m. Eastern. Main card starts at 6 a.m. So, like, this will be the third fight. So it'll be like 7:15 Eastern. Sun will just be peeking up. I'll be sitting there, like, huge bags under my eyes, watching Salsa Boy outpoint Sergey Spivak. I'll be on my couch with a coffee, like, go, Sergey, do something. Just like someone like Ivan Drago needs to get in the corner and just be like, if he dies, he dies. Be like, if you die, you die. Rush this man.
Oh man, I am not rooting for your pain. I would never do that. I would never root for your pain. But the Salsa Boy run does give me a little bit of joy. Like it's just so goofy.
When he started taunting Andrei Arlovsky, that's where I was officially like,
he does it in every fight. He's like, he hits a guy with like 2 shots and then he's dancing on him.
He like throws a 1-2 where like he just like glances the 2 like off the guy's shoulder,
exactly.
And then he's
just dancing.
It's like
he seems like such a nice guy too. That's the best part.
It's all love, WCA. It's all love. Those are the top 3 fights. Those are the best fights on the card, in my opinion. If you missed it earlier, we're on TV. We still got to break down the rest of this card. We'll do that right after this break. All right, we continue along on UFC Shanghai going down this Saturday, 3 a.m. Eastern kickoff. I hope you got your alarm set. I sure will. I can promise you that much. 8 of the 12 fights on this have someone repping the Chinese flag in some way, shape, or form. Next up, Sumaderji taking on Kevin Borjas. I don't really have a ton to say on this fight. Like, it's two dudes, like, not in the rankings. They're not really on great runs, 2-3 and 3-2 in their last 5. But it could be an exciting fight. Like, it's just sort of those ones where it's like, yeah, let's see.
Well, Sumaderji has been in some crazy ones.
Oh, yeah,
so
of course. The Matt Schnell fight.
The Schnell
UFC
fight in
Long
particular,
Island.
obviously. But
That was my first UFC event. I was like, holy shit, is this what it's always like?
no, granted, Matt Schnell is game and the perfect dance partner to get into a crazy scrap. But I think Sumaderji should get this done, and also could be pretty fun as he does it.
How many of these Chinese fighters are favorites on this card? You've got Mingyang Zhang. He is a favorite. Sumaderji is a favorite. Noraji in the next one is a favorite. Mahashade is like a pick'em. Loner Kavanaugh, who reps England, but his mother is from China. He is also a favorite. Zhu Rong.
Rongzhu.
One of every time I look, like it's in different. The names are in different order, like depending on the site that you go to.
It's family name,
then
first name. So
Then first name.
Zhang Weili is Weili, like her. If she was Americanized, it'd be Weili Zhang. Zhang Mingyang is how you say it, but Zhang is his family name. Mingyang is his like given name.
Okay.
So it's always family name, then given name.
Yao Ming.
Exactly. Yes.
Rongzhu, favorite.
Rongzhu. Yep.
Jia Yi, favorite. Yi Jia, favorite. Zhao Long is the only underdog, plus 110. Might have to cook up an all Chinese
parlay.
I might have to on this one. Yeah, Sumaderji, you are minus 180 favorite in this one. I agree with you. I think he gets it done. We'll just have to see how he gets it done, whether it's super exciting or whether it's like 15 minutes and you're like, okay, that was a fight that happened. Next up, Tai Ilake Nuraji, the Super Saiyan, 11-1, making his UFC debut. All of his wins coming by finish, 9 of them in the very first round, going up against Kiefer Crosby. This fight, to kick off the main card, I have to imagine is going to be exciting.
Yeah, I the thing is, like, Kiefer Crosby's run
has finished in his first 2 UFC fights.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what to expect here, because he's somebody who obviously was on our radars for a long time because of the gym he's associated with, but I don't know what to make. Like, I honestly don't know what to expect is basically where I'm at. I don't know what Kiefer Crosby is at this point in the UFC.
I think it's going to be an exciting fight, but I don't know if he's going to come out. I don't know if he's going to come out victorious. I can't speak on Naraji because I haven't seen him fight. He's making his UFC debut.
Oh, is he a road to UFC?
Not even, no. The last promotion he fought in was Shu Combat 1.
He's a minus 400-ish to 500-ish favorite. So, yeah, I mean, this makes sense. Like, Kiefer Crosby's run has not been
He fought on Road to
good.
UFC in 2023, won 1 fight there.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know enough about him, but I know that we need a better performance out of Kiefer Crosby.
He finishes everyone in Kiefer Crosby's last 6 fights, win or lose, have ended in the first round.
Yeah, you have to expect it will be exciting at least.
Fireworks from those two. Mahashate taking on Gage Young. That should be fun. Loner Kavanaugh taking on Charles Johnson. You were surprised by this line. Undefeated Loner Kavanaugh, big favorite here. Like we mentioned earlier, repping England, but flying the Chinese flag because of his mother.
Yeah, I'm just a little surprised because of the run that Charles Johnson was on before his last fight.
He always comes game. I mean, you said that Brian Ortega as a dog is always like a tasty option. Charles Johnson, he makes fights close.
Yeah, and he has that win over Sumaderji. That was the last win on his record. I was impressed by Loner, but I wasn't like blown away to the point that I thought he should be a favorite over Charles Johnson. I think this is a dog play, but you tell me if you disagree.
I think it's a dog or pass, and I'm siding with passing on this one.
Okay, well, I think that's fair enough. To me, I haven't seen from Loner something that makes me go like minus 220 against a guy as tough in his game and who finds a way to win as Charles Johnson. I hope to be surprised. I hope to be shown something different, but I think Charles is the real deal.
And then buried down on the prelims among a sea of like smaller name Chinese fighters is Michel Pereira taking on Kyle Dawkins, who's making
Why
his
is
return
this
to
all
the
the way
UFC.
down here?
I have no idea. It's your third fight of the night.
Like name value wise, he's up there with the top 4.
You would think
6
this would be the fourth fight down.
Yeah,
but
or
I'm just
third
wondering.
even.
I'm just wondering because there's no Chinese representation in it.
I guess that's true. You want to kind of build toward that, right? But then the co-main event doesn't have it either. Neither does the third fight. I don't know. Anyway, after that last performance, maybe they're just going, hey, if Michel Pereira shows up and doesn't actually want to fight, it'd probably be good to have him earlier on the card because I don't know what the fuck happened in that last one.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because like 3 fights ago, he was on an 8-fight winning streak and he was running through dudes with this new middleweight branding.
And a loss to Anthony Hernandez has now aged quite well, right? Like we have seen that Anthony Hernandez is cream of the crop. The Abus Magomedov fight, I have no idea what that was. I don't actually know what the hell I was watching in that fight. I don't know if Michel Pereira knows what the hell was going on in that fight. So this feels like Michel should win this fight, but I can't confidently say that at all.
Right now, Michel minus 260. Kyle Dawkins, the returning UFC fighter, making his debut again after a short stint away in CFFC, plus 220.
You throw one on there? Why not?
I have no idea. I mean, Kyle Dawkins had some decent performances in his first run in the UFC. Like, it somewhat beat Kevin Holland, turned into a no contest. Like, the Dawkins brothers had a short stint there. Chris Dawkins had 2 main events. He was going up against Derek Lewis on like a 5-fight win streak, headlining a card in December of 2021.
You don't think Dawkins could fill in right now and be like Dawkins versus Salsa Boy, headline UFC Philly?
UFC Apex 110. Chris Dawkins
Apex.
versus Salsa Boy for sure. that could easily happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, again, this should be Michel's fight to win, but that last performance has me not wanting to back that in any significant way until proven otherwise.
And then the one that we have to talk about, Rong Zhu taking on Austin Hubbard. On air, Jordan's favorite fighter on the entire UFC roster, Rong Zhu. I told you I was going to toss to you for the breakdown on this one. Take it away, man. What do you got? Rong Zhu, Austin Hubbard. How does it play out? Advantages, disadvantages, backstories, everything that goes along with this.
Rong Zhu, let's just get it, great name. Love the name. Also, he's on a 1-fight winning streak. Austin Hubbard on a 2-fight losing streak. So, seems good for Rong Zhu. Also in the last fight, Rong Zhu was a plus money, now he's minus money. So, pretty heavily.
The book's finally catching up on Rong Zhu.
Jordan
was
all
watch
over
out.
that.
I mean, he's got 14 KOs, 7 submissions, and 26 wins. So, doing some math here, looks good for my guy, Rong Zhu. Can't go wrong there.
All right, be honest, guys. 3 a.m., you going to be up watching the curtain jerker?
I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm just going to stay up and watch.
You're going to stay up the whole night. And you will be seated for Diyar Nurgazai versus Erran Sadibaldiev.
I will be there.
It would have been much funnier if you read fake names and saw if Jordan even caught it.
The Kyrgyzstan versus Kazakhstan heated battle between the two up-and-coming light heavyweights. You'll be there for it. Yeah, there it is. We got the lower third for it.
You think I'm a casual? Uran and DR? I'll be there.
Oh, shit.
Ooh,
Jordan's
Uran DR. Love it.
We're on first name basis.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. All right, that's UFC Shanghai. Kicking off this Saturday morning at 3 a.m. Eastern, main card at 6 a.m. There's the full card for you. Those top 3 fights are incredible. If you want to play casual and you want to just catch the highlights, wake up at like 7 a.m. and just flip it on for the last 3 fights, not a bad play. Not a bad play to start your Saturday morning. I'm looking forward to that one, especially those top 3. That is UFC Shanghai. We'll come back after a quick break with PFL, Parlay Pals, and the bets for the weekend. All right, we come back from the break with breaking news or
Ish?
news
Update?
being made official.
Yeah.
Good enough for the sounder. Netflix, I mean, you can let it ride, Frank, man. You don't got to be shy. Netflix officially makes it official. Netflix, Jake Paul, MVP Promotions, posting on Instagram and on Twitter, Most Valuable Promotions, that is. Jake El Gallo Paul taking on Gervonta Tank Davis Friday. It will be the Friday, November 14th. So it's not confirmed, but what we're theorizing is Saturday, the 15th, will likely be UFC at MSG.
Yeah.
So this will be the night before. Atlanta, Georgia, my hometown, State Farm Arena, live only on Netflix. Jake posted it and said, size versus speed, power versus precision, one will rise and one will fall. From Atlanta, Georgia, live globally only on Netflix, Friday, November 14th.
We gave our initial thoughts earlier, right? To reiterate, not particularly interested in the matchup of this fight. Some interesting new developments, though, right? All the reporting out of the Ring magazine was November 15th. It is, in fact, November 14th per Netflix. And no mention of exhibition, no mention of weight. So we kind of still have to see what is to come there. And by the way, like I feel like this was similar to as I alluded to earlier, the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight had similar kind of question marks around it. Like, is this going to be an exhibition or is this going to be an official fight? And you kind of go through the motions and go through the process of this. So I imagine that Jake Paul, Nikisa Badarian, and MVP are going through the process of trying to get this to be an official fight. And if not, they can still do this as an exhibition, no problem. What weight class they meet at is going to be very fascinating, right? Like, is Jake Paul going to try to get down lower in weight to make it more fair?
Can they meet at a weight class, or will they just agree on what they're willing to fight at?
Even if they meet at a weight class, let's just do the math, right? Even if they met at, I don't know, 190? No, I don't think Jake Paul can
can't
get
get up to 190.
I don't think Jake Paul can get down to that.
Thus, why I think it'll be an exhibition.
No, Gervonta can get up to, okay, there's in MMA, for certain weight classes, you must be a minimum weight, right? You can't be within X percentage difference of your opponent.
Yeah.
There are some jurisdictions where I don't believe that is accurate, where that is true. I'm curious if Atlanta is one of them. We should try to look into that if we can. Maybe Jordan can look into that. If there's a weight minimum that you have to meet. Otherwise, if they agreed to a catch weight of, let's say, 100, what's the lowest Jake Paul's ever fought at?
I don't know. 185 for the Nate Diaz fight?
I have to think that's the smallest, right? Here, we're going to do...
Okay, let's say like he can get down to 180.
Unfortunately, Tapology doesn't have the weight on here.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say he can get down to one of those weights. Let's just say hypothetically 185. Is Gervonta Davis getting up to that?
He will not get up to that, but he can get within 20 pounds of it, maybe? Yeah, maybe.
I mean, do you think it's a strategic move for them to put it in Atlanta because you think there's some sort of clause or some sort of loophole that they can get with the commission?
Not even a clause or loophole, but just some commissions are like, you have to be within this. And some commissions don't have necessarily those same stringent policies. I have to, like they did with Texas, right? They have found a location where it's like, this might suit our needs best. Again, though, does that make it more interesting to you? Like, does the idea that if Jake Paul had to lose some weight, would it be more interesting than if he just came in? If it was just like, he's going to be 200, he's going to be 150, let's just see where it's at.
Nah, because then whatever Gervonta Davis weighs in at is what he's going to weigh in at fight night as well. Like, he's not going to cut any weight because he's going to be
Jake's
so big.
Gonna be...
So you're like, oh, Jake Paul weighed in at 183. And then we'll get the tweets afterward where it's like, on fight night, Jake Paul was 222 pounds in there.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't really interest me, period. Jake Paul took to Twitter and said, Gervonta, who has been disrespecting my name for too long. His nickname might be Tank, but I'm an FPV drone and I'm about to disable Tiny Boy. Yes, he's one of the top pound-for-pound boxers in the world, but my motto is anyone, anytime, any place, against all odds. And I like my odds. First, I'm going to kill David. Then I will go on to slaughter Goliath. Okay, so you have to think that the last one, first I'm going to kill David, referring to Gervonta Davis, and then he's going to go on and slay Goliath, referring to Anthony Joshua.
Yeah. And
He's going to go and fight a 140er and then move up 135er and then move up and fight a heavyweight.
so the lowest he's been, I went through all the fights. For his first two pro fights, he was 175. Now, this is all the way back in 2020 against Nate Robinson. Since then, the lowest he's been, as you said, was like the 185 around the Nate Diaz fight and also for Tommy Fury. I wonder if Jake can get down to that weight anymore. But regardless of Jake's weight, I can't fathom how Tank Davis would be anywhere in the realm of what he would be. Like, it just, he won't even be in earshot of what Jake Paul is going to be.
And for people, like you just mentioned Nate Robinson, if you're thinking Nate Robinson, oh, he might be around Tank Davis's size. Nah, he was an NBA player. He's 4 inches taller than Tank Davis.
Yeah.
He is not that small. He is around Ryan Garcia's height.
The visual on this is going to be absolutely comical.
Comical, dude. And then on top of all this, Lamont Roach Jr. also jumping on Twitter and saying, told y'all, LOL, duck, duck, duck. That is in reference. This is Gervonta Davis's last opponent in a fight that ended in a draw that many people found to be very controversial. Lamont Roach obviously wanting a rematch, and he's not going to get that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the fight that boxing fans wanted. I definitely look, if hardcore boxing fans had mixed feelings on Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, I think this one's going to be even more polarizing, if I'm being honest, because I think for Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, you're not taking Mike Tyson away from anything, right? It's just Mike Tyson gets plopped in against Jake Paul and you have this mega event. It's not like Mike Tyson was lined up for some other thing. In this scenario, you have a rematch that needs to happen between Roach and Tank Davis that is being pushed to the side for the moment for this Jake Paul bout. I do not think this is going to rub the boxing world particularly well. For the casual audience, I do wonder if there's enough of a weird, like, freak showy, look at this big guy and look at this little guy, can the little guy do it scenario that could play out. But man, I just don't, like, from an athletic competition perspective, I just don't see how this is compelling.
It'll be a massive spectacle. It'll be a massive payday for both guys, but I'm with you. It just doesn't intrigue me that much. Gervonta Davis has a rematch. A dude that many people thought he lost that fight needs to rematch against. He's not doing that. He's skipping out on that. And then the insane size differential between the two.
Two things. One, Jake Paul in the tweet trying to paint this as like epic battle. That I don't think is going to go well. I think he needs to like pivot away from that. This idea of like he's one of the best pound for pound boxers and I'm going to test myself against him. No, you're the bigger man in this scenario. You need to be talking about how you're going to bully him because that other scenario, nobody's going to buy that. Nobody's going to be like, Jake Paul's really an underdog here. He's really up against this very, very, very small man. Like nobody is going to buy that. You need to pivot away from that immediately. He needs to just be like, I'm going to bully this little dude. Not I'm going to beat David and beat Goliath. I'm going to bully this little dude who thought he could step up here with the big boys, and then I'm going to go take out an even bigger boy in Anthony Joshua. And don't try this underdog angle. It's not going to work.
I cannot believe that this guy signed the contract for this to fight me. I'm that much bigger than him. I'm going to bully his ass.
Look at this idiot.
He's ducking this guy that he already lost to come fight me, who's way bigger. I'm going to send him back with a loss, and then he's going to go lose to Lamont Roach after that as well.
Exactly that. That's the angle you take.
I'm really struggling with Lamont Roach. I keep saying Laurent Moach.
Shout out to Laurent Moach. There's somebody out there named
There
Laurent
is someone
Moach.
out there named Laurent Moach.
Second, I'm not going to overly express concern, right? I thought around the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight, there may have been too much hysteria in the air when the conversation about his health was coming up. I certainly didn't feel good about it after he had the health issues and then was still in that fight. Ultimately, though, he comes out of that relatively unscathed, health intact. This is the second fight in a row where I think Jake Paul has put himself in a interesting position where if the worst case scenario ever happened, if something bad ever happened, it will look horrible. It will not just be chalked up to, okay, this happens in boxing, it's unfortunate. If something bad health-wise happened to Mike Tyson, it would be absolutely catastrophic. If something bad happens health-wise to Tank Davis, being 6 heads taller and 50 pounds less, it would be catastrophic for Jake Paul. It would be catastrophic for the sport of boxing. I do think this is a very tricky dance that Jake Paul is playing here. I wonder how that goes. I'm not rooting for that. I hope it doesn't happen. I don't expect it to happen. But the circumstances in which these fights are being made, where he has this massive advantage in the Tyson fight because of age and speed and power and athleticism, and in this fight because of his size, it is a bizarre scenario to find yourself in, and you do have to hope like the commissions are taking this extremely seriously. If a commission is let's say this does not end up as an exhibition and a commission sanctions this, they need to be on their shit. They need to be extremely diligent in making sure that this fight makes sense and that they feel that Tank Davis can capably fight somebody as big as Jake Paul. Because the other optics on this, the alternative scenario, is a worst case scenario.
It doesn't make sense. I don't think it can be sanctioned. I think it'll have to go through as an exhibition and hope nothing goes wrong with it. All right, that was the breaking news that we got at the top of the hour here. It is official. Jake Paul will be taking on Gervonta Tank Davis November 14th in Atlanta on Netflix. All right, I teased it last time. Now we will talk about the PFL Championship this weekend. Give us our parlay pals, our bets for the weekend right after this quick break. All right, tomorrow night, PFL has a triple championship card down in Florida at the Hard Rock Hotel. We're getting Fabian Edwards, Dalton Rasta, Oleg Popov, Alexander Romanov, and Antonio Carlos Jr. taking on Sullivan Cauley. You're getting the 205, the 265, and the 185, the big boys making their championships. I know Pete's excited for Fabian Edwards to potentially get the title here.
Yeah, and I think that's my pick at the moment. Like, I feel like this is a pretty solid final for PFL for their purposes of wanting to kind of have somebody in a good highlight spot. I don't think you could go wrong with Rasta or Edwards here, and I think I favor Fabian to get it done. But a good fight result from this tournament for the PFL.
Yeah, I mean, Shoeface bouncing back from a loss last year. He got the split earlier this year, but lost to Alex Polizzi in the regular season. He finds himself as an underdog to Sullivan Cauley. Fabian Edwards, the favorite to Dalton Rasta, and then Alexander Romanov, the underdog, the former UFC fighter, the underdog to Oleg Popov. So it should be a decent night in the PFL. It's fun when you get three $500,000 winners in a single night.
Yeah, and some decent names here. Popov was the runner-up in last year's tournament. Now gets a chance to redeem that and become the champion for this tournament. As you said, Shoeface, a former UFC fighter, a name and face that some people will probably recognize, and a good opportunity for Sullivan Cauley, who's been somebody who's like been on radars due to his Bellator run. So decent card here for PFL. This tournament and the other tournaments wrapped up pretty nicely. So Good stuff for a PFL.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the last championship card. Yeah,
This is it. This is the final one.
I like this condensed more than the entire all the way
works
to
so
November.
better. It works so much better. And the next time we see PFL, Hughes Nurmagomedov.
Let's
like
go.
it's perfect.
Prelims aren't bad here either.
No.
Bryce Meredith on this undefeated 7-0. Impa Kasangane taking on Andrew Sanchez. Josh Silveira way down the card against Murad Ramazanov. So yeah, it's a decent offering from PFL tomorrow, and that will take us right in to the Parlay Pals. I've already gotten Pete's pick.
What do we got?
Fabian Edwards. He's a big Fabian Edwards guy.
Oh, we didn't even wait for the.
I was too excited. To reveal Pete's pick. So we've got Fabian Edwards in the tank for old Pete. Rick, you go first. I'll go second. Frankie, you go third.
Easy. Give me Impa. Impa Kasangane.
Oh, Impa Kasangane. Big favorite. Minus 600. Impa Kasangane.
It's a good fight for him.
All right, I'm going to take main event. UFC Shanghai. John Ming Yang.
Yeah.
Ming Yang Zhang, money line. You can take an under in this one as well. I think it's going to be an exciting fight. I think Ming Yang Zhang gets the knockout here. Frankie?
Easy squeezy. I think Kavanaugh and Johnson are going to go over 2.5.
Oh, interesting.
Is it easy squeezy or is it easy peasy lemon squeezy?
You can truncate things.
Got
Why
it.
use mini word when little word do trick?
All right, there's the Parlay Pals. Minus 185, Fabian Edwards.
I mean, we're hot.
Minus 600. No, we're kind of hot. Can we show last week's? Yeah, we were hot until Pete took Chase Hooper.
Oh, Pete.
One pick away from cashing again and really getting hot. Hot.
All three of our dudes just did work like
Easy money. 2 first-round finishes and a 50-44.
Yikes.
And then a third first-round finish, but unfortunately, it was not for our guy, Chase Hooper. 5-fight win streak ends, as does the Parlay Pals hot streak. We don't need to talk about my UFC 319 bets. We don't need to get into that. It was not a great night. But we can talk about me having one bet on Dana White Contender Series last night. That'll be my betting recap. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jimenez, under 2.5 in the Hokit Ariel fight. And the Exposito, I took Jose Delano in that one. Delano looked crispy on the feet. Exposito, tough as nails. Hokit with a post-fight interview speech there. Certainly was.
Oh, he had one.
It was something. I'm sure he's going to be
something equal to like
Colby
xenophobic, like kind of
Colby Covington. That's
transphobic
2.0. Shout out to all of those guys. It was a pretty good episode, man. They flipped the script. 4 finishes last night as opposed to the 4 decisions last week. A couple big hitters here for you, just 2 of them. Brian Allen at Allen Legacy. He goes Drakkar Close, Tim Elliott by sub, Carlos Praches by KO, Khamzat Chimaev by decision, plus 500. Parlays those all up. Plus 28,886 turns $5 into over 1,400. Turned a foot long from Subway into over $1,400. $5 foot long still a thing?
Yeah, I think so. Right?
Have inflation hit those yet, Frankie?
Only Ariel would know with the veggie
The
sandwich.
Veggie Delight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think inflation has hit them. I don't think they're $5 anymore.
Oh, really?
And then one more. Marcus,
Marcus.
Williams, Nubian Bookstore. This guy is an absolute sniper. If you see him post a slip on his Twitter, take it. Lerone Murphy, plus 145, $5,000 into 12,250, all on that spinning back elbow. I'm telling you, he takes a bet like once every 3 weeks. He is not a volume shooter. He's a sniper. And that's exactly what he did. Lerone Murphy, $5,000. Shout out to Nubian Bookstore. I believe located in Macon? I could be wrong on that, but it is located in Georgia. So shout out to the Nubian Bookstore. And then into my picks for this weekend. You knew it was coming. Sergey Pavlovich. Get it done, baby. Do it for us. I'll be eating salsa on Saturday morning with my eggs. Eggs covered in salsa. But I will not be a salsa boy. And then my other single, Sergey Pavlovich by knockout.
This is just the anti-salsa boy slip.
If Salsa Boy has no haters, I am officially dead. 2 parlays for you. I'm going co-main and main, the favorites, Aljamain Sterling and Zhang Ming Yang Zhang, however you want to say it, to get it done. And then a violence parlay. Wilson Yee under 2.5. Nuraji Crosby under 2.5. And Walker Zhang under 2.5. And those are the picks for UFC Shanghai.
We have an update here from On Air Jordan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Subway sandwiches, their value deal,
I was just going to check.
$6.99.
$6.99 for a foot long?
Yeah.
That's not bad. For rates of inflation, that is not bad. I'm seeing $5 footlongs when you buy two. 2 for $10.
Oh, 2 for $10. That's $5 a bag.
$6.99 ain't bad, man. Subway serves up serious value with new $6.99 any footlong deal. That's right. Any footlong.
Including the turkey breast, because that's usually excluded.
Sweet onion chicken teriyaki?
Jesus.
What?
Veggie delight.
You don't fuck with the sweet onion chicken
Just the
teriyaki?
fact that
That
you
was
said
the
it so
thing.
quickly.
No, yeah, that was like the promo. At
Oh,
time.
the
They loved
SOCT, baby? You got to know.
the Connor acronyms.
Have
The
you
Connor
ever eaten
acronyms.
one of those?
A sweet onion chicken teriyaki? I've eaten many in my life. Are you fucking kidding me? That was my go-to back in the day.
You want
Chat.
you can get a
The
$6.99
vigor.
meal of the day, 6-inch sub, drink, chips, or 2 cookies, $6.99.
That ain't bad, man. 2 cookies?
Why are we doing commercials for Subway
seeing
right now?
Little Caesars, we're doing enough commercials as it is. We might as well do one for some fucking Subway, too. Little Caesars Pizza.
Next week, or when we come back, pound for pound, best deals on the market.
Hey, I'm down for that. Little Caesars Pizza, $6.99 now, too. Sleeto confirming. Beniana Vina, bring back the $5 footlong. Come on, chat. Stand up. Sweet onion chicken teriyaki, baby. Stand up in the chat. Fuck this veggie patty. I know someone that talks about
the
getting
meatball. The meatball. Everybody
Yeah, the
got
meatball marinara is not bad. I know someone that gets a tuna melt. At that point, it's just
I'm
crazy.
not
There we
trusting
go.
Subway tuna.
I'm not trusting much from Subway. Frankie,
You're a fucking sweet onion
Even
chicken
the avocado
teriyaki
is
lover.
suspect.
dude, it's not avocado. It's like a pipe bag of greens shit. And they're just like, Frankie and our boy back at Vox used to be like, yo, I'm going to Subway for lunch. You want anything? I'm like, no,
Nope.
man. This would be like you being like, you want a McDouble? I'm heading to McDonald's every day. I was just like, nah, man, I'm good on the sub sandwich chain with 110,000 locations. I'll pass on that. Thanks, though, man. I appreciate
They
it.
closed that
I'm aware
location.
of them. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
They do have collectible Happy Gilmore cups going on right now, by the way. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on that. I actually broke the news to you that Subway location
It was quite-
closed.
Because I stopped going there. They're like, well,
Yeah,
guess
they're
we'll
like-
just close the doors.
Frank's not here.
Hey, I'm getting some socks in the chat, baby. COCT's in the chat. COCT on top. Let's go. Let's go. Someone said you
love how
couldn't
he's
pay me
like-
to eat Subway anymore, but chicken teriyaki is the best.
I love how Connor's position is like, Subway, that shit, I'm never eating that. Also, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, everybody loves that. We love that. Shout out to anybody who loves
True
that.
dabber, sweet onion chicken teriyaki gang. Hanashi MMA, Ariel's the type of guy to ask the sub artist to change his gloves before making a sandwich.
Sub artist, is that what they
Respect for
call
calling him a sub artist. Oh, that was amazing.
Hanashi is a funny dude.
That was amazing. All right, so that rolls us into our pound for pound rankings in honor of UFC Shanghai. We're back on the movie train. This time we're going with Kung Fu movies.
Yes, sir.
Top 5. Frankie, what's the order?
The order will be Frank, Connor, then Rick.
Okay, I'll go second. I love it.
Should we just stop asking order and just make
No.
this the default order?
No.
Okay.
Toasted sweet onion chicken
All right.
teriyaki with extra sauce, prime.
toast.
My number 5 is The Drunken Master with Jackie Chan.
Oh, shout out.
Gotta respect it. Gotta respect the drunken style of, I believe it's Kung Fu. I don't know. I don't know enough about Kung Fu, but I do like a damn good movie like The Drunken Master. Followed up with number 4. I can already feel Rick cringing a little bit here, but it's Jet Li in the movie known as Hero.
Why am I cringing?
Because it's a little fantastical, but at the same time, just really good storytelling.
It's
Amazing.
very fantastical.
This-
You took away the storytelling? It's like visually stunning.
This is a
Such a great story,
top-tier
though.
Kung Fu movie. Elite Kung Fu movie.
Never seen it.
Now, it was hard to pick 4 or 3, which one should take the spot of 4. But I did that because my number 3, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Shout out.
A great one.
Saw that one in the theater. Kind of was my introduction to a little again, the more fantastical style of Kung Fu movies. I saw Hero many years later, and I have to admit, story for story, Hero had the better story. But
Pound for pound, better
so
story.
why
That's
is
one way to
Hero
look at it.
below
Like I
Crouching
said,
Tiger?
I'm still confused as to which one is the 4 and 3.
Now, when
So-
you say fantastical, you're talking like the flying around, the wire work, right? It's not just like
Right.
dudes on the ground throwing punches and kicks. They are
Correct.
flying around.
it
and-
requires some,
Yeah.
suspension of disbelief.
for sure,
right?
for sure.
What doesn't require that, though, is my number 2, which is the 36th Chamber of Shaolin,
Oh shit!
also known as the Master Killer, I believe, in the States. First introduced to this by Wu-Tang Clan. They, in their 36 chambers, entered the 36 chambers, used a lot of samples from this movie. And you could hear, and I have to admit, like, I love more subtitled flicks, but this one you got to watch the dub because it just shows you where kung fu movies became such a like a hobby for a lot of early adopters of this stuff in the United States specifically. My number 1 should be everyone's number 1. I don't want to hear.
Sorry, what?
Excuse me?
It should be everybody's number 1.
Yeah, my number 1 should be the number 1 on everyone's list here. And if it's not, I might be a little disappointed. But that is Enter the Dragon. Creme de la creme. Best Bruce Lee
Bruce
movie.
Lee, shout out.
Best kung fu movie, hands down. If you don't have it on your list, I suggest messaging Jordan right now to erase your number 1 and put Enter the Dragon there so we can all, from once, just agree on something.
I gotta say, this is a fucking stellar list.
Great list, Frankie. Shout out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Shout out to that's Game of Death.
I haven't seen either of them.
Frankie on his shit with last couple of weeks. Frankie's list have been great. I have nothing to say. That is a great list.
Good stuff, Frankie. Good stuff.
Good job.
I appreciate it.
Take it away, Connor.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'd be more than happy to. Number 5. This is a bit more of a comedy, more of a parody. Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. But it still is kung fu. Growing up, me and my brothers had this on DVD. Anytime we had a sleepover, anytime we were just bored, we threw this one on. Absolutely ridiculous. We thought it was so funny. You had the Uniboob lady, the random Radio Shack in the middle of the fighting scenes, the time where he fights a cow, the dubbing being so far off. Like they go to the dog at one point and even the dog's dubbing is off. He punches a hole through the guy. I sent some of these pictures to Jordan. I guess we're not gonna. Yeah, there it is. He fights a cow at one point. It's a great kung fu scene. They redo the Matrix. Yeah, he punches a hole through a guy. It's good times. It's good times, man. Shout out to Kung Pao. If you haven't seen it, it is dumb. It is dumb. But you just got to go in knowing that it's an all-timer. Shout out to Kung Pao. Enter the Fist. Number 4. Notice you didn't have this one on your list, Frank, but you just don't know ball. Kung Fu Panda. Shout out to my guy, Poe. One of the best villain intros in any movie ever, not just Kung Fu movies, with Tai Lung in the prison by himself. And then he breaks out. It's all time. Oogway pieces out to the spirit realm. Oh, yeah, here we go. We're looking at the Roshi finger hold, skadoosh. That's how he beats Tai Lung. Sorry for the spoilers there. Hans Zimmer on the soundtrack. One of the Oogway Ascends. No business having a track that hard on an animated DreamWorks film. Oogway Ascends, one of Hans Zimmer's best tracks. It's unbelievable. This guy's done Interstellar, Batman, done like the
most epic,
crop, epic movies. Oogway Ascends, one of his best tracks, and it's about a turtle dying and ascending into the spirit realm.
Never seen
all
it.
time. Oh God, you and the kids should sit down. I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. Shout out to Tai Lung. Shout out to Poe and the 5. Number 3, which was your number 4, I believe, Frankie. Hero.
Great movie.
You talk about like the storytelling, yada yada yada. I'm down with the story, everything like that. Mercs the Assassins, or so you think. We won't throw out any spoilers here. The way it's filmed is just incredible. Like the way that they use the monochrome colors throughout, just like the cinematography, visually appealing. Jet Li is the man. One of my favorite movies, Kung Fu or not. This list wasn't that difficult for me because I've only seen like 6 Kung Fu movies. So it was really just like order of operations, just like cutting 1 or 2 out.
But the visuals on this,
The visuals on this are like
showing
incredible.
right now.
These are like absolutely incredible. I've only seen like the top tier recommended ones. Shout out to Hero, shout out to Jet Li.
Yeah.
Number 2, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, just like you said. The Green Destiny gets stolen. The sword battle between Jen and Shu Lin.
On the trees, yeah.
The final, the bamboo fight scene. It's like a ballet. The Jade Fox scene on the roof. It's a fantastic movie. Yeah, this one, the sword fight scene. It's fantastic. Shout out Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. First non-English movie to break 100 million at the box office in the United States.
Wow.
Yeah, a little fun fact for you.
I feel like it cleaned up at the Oscars. It was a
great movie,
cultural moment.
It was fantastic. Also, sick name. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Sick name. Number one. Where do you think I'm going with this one, Frankie?
I can see it in preview.
Kung Fu Panda already been knocked off the board. Can't be going with that. I am. Kung Fu Panda 2.
Oh,
it's actually an upgrade on the first one. Shout out to Lord Shin. Dude basically discovered gunpowder, took the fireworks and was like, what if we killed people with this? Performs a genocide on the pandas.
This is the only one I've seen.
Poe finds out about it. The Wolf Army, he's getting flashbacks. He gets his ass beat. It looks like he's down and out. You find out about this whole thing about him finding his parents and killing his parents. Then Poe's got to go find his inner peace. He pulls back up to Gongming City, blasts him. Shifu gets in part of the crew. He's putting the cannonballs back with the inner peace. Oh, and then at the end, a little cliffhanger. Pops is still alive. Set up Kung Fu Panda 3. All-timer. Shout out to Kung Fu Panda 2. Shout out to Lord Shen. Everyone's like, Tai Lung, he's the real villain. Nah. Lord Shen, genocide on the pandas. Can't get over that.
Who voices the main character?
Jack Black.
Jack Black. I thought so, but
it is a banger cast.
Voice cast?
Kung Fu Panda 2. Listen to this voice cast we got here. Came out in 2011. Jack Black, Angelina Jolie, Jackie Chan, Dustin Hoffman, Gary Oldman, Seth Rogen, David Cross, Lucy Liu, James Hong, Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, pretty decent. Danny
McBride, like
shit.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh shit, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Gene himself. Huh?
It's a fucking banger. It's an absolute banger. Show some respect to Kung Fu Panda. The Dragon Warrior, and specifically here, Kung Fu Panda 2.
I feel like this is one of those lists where the chat, if they're of a certain age, is going to be like, yeah, GC got this, and like love that.
No, I'm getting shit on.
Okay, good.
GC's list is like saying my favorite Chinese restaurant is Mandarin. GC's first L list. GC and Frank swapped lists today. Wow.
Frank's list was very impressive. I like your list too because it's you. Like these are your selections as opposed to just like going out of the comfort zone. I appreciate what you did.
GC, come on, dude. First you hit us with commercials. Now a list like this. I had controls over the list.
Yeah, Frank. Frank's seeing an opportunity to pour on. All right, my turn. There's a theme to my list, as there are with some of my favorite lists that we've done on the show. This one, I tried to do a little bit of variety, a little bit of diversity. I didn't want to pick multiple from some of my favorite Kung Fu action stars. I wanted to kind of like give them each an opportunity to shine and highlight some of their best films. Because if I'm being honest, it might have either been like all Jackie Chan or all Jet Li. So I just wanted to kind of like spread that love around and make sure that I hit every kind of quadrant. Number 5 is a film called Ip Man.
Oh, hell yeah.
This came up when I don't remember if I actually picked the scene from Ip Man where Ip Man fights the 10 different karate guys. But if I didn't, it was an honorable mention because it's a fantastic scene. But this is based, like the legend of this, the lore of this is that Ip Man is the one who popularized Wing Chun and taught it to Bruce Lee, who then adapted it into his own style of martial arts. But that's the story is like, this is the origins of Wing Chun. Wing Chun.
Everybody what tonight?
Why am I getting tripped up here? Anyway, Wing Chun. And then they created a legacy based on this movie played by Donnie Yen. It's a fantastic film. Really enjoyed it. There's like a whole series. There's many sequels to this, and some of them are even more popular than this one. I think the first is the best one. But like Mike Tyson gets involved at some point. Ip Man is fighting Mike Tyson. There's all kinds of crazy shit that happens in this. But this is the original. I really like this one. Donnie Yen is a gangster. Number 4, you did a parody. You did what was it? Kung Pao. I did a comedy movie as well.
Oh, I know where you're going.
It is called Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah.
It's a great one. Stephen Chow directed and starred in Kung Fu Hustle. I think it is it could have been just like a comedic movie, but it ended up also being like a fantastic martial arts film. Great story, street level, like man and community versus gang type story. A lot of heart, a lot of comedy, a lot of great martial arts. If you're looking for laughs and action, this is the perfect film. It's a really, really high level one. I think it did wonders for martial arts movies. Number 3, this one I think is the best of Jet Li. You guys mentioned Hero. You could have mentioned Fearless. You could have mentioned some of those like 2000 action movies with starring rappers and or Steven Seagal and all that shit that Jet Li appeared in a lot of. Those are close to my heart, even though I know they're kind of trash movies, such as Romeo Must Die, starring Aaliyah and Jet Li.
Are you saying that's a shit movie?
I know they're not good movies. I know they're not good kung fu movies. But I think Jet Li is fantastic in them. I have an affinity for Jet Li, who tends to be kind of recognized like lower than some of the others. But I love Jet Li. This, I think, is the best Fist of Legend. This is the best Jet Li, in my opinion. And so this was the one I selected. I'm waiting for it to...
Can you not remember the name?
I said the name.
Okay, I think you missed it. This is a good pick.
Yeah. Well, have you seen this one?
Yes.
It is a remake of an earlier Bruce or adapted from an earlier Bruce Lee film, but this is the best combination of what I think Jet Li is good at, which is like man on a singular mission, doesn't have to do a lot of talking, fantastic fight scenes, can just kind of be like Jet Li is best when he's this just like stoic, kind of silent guy. And this film is the perfect encapsulation of it. He gets to just be this badass motherfucker who's out for revenge and to defend his honor, and his community's honor. And he's fantastic in it. Amazing fight scenes. There's some debate over whether it's Jet Li. I think Hero will definitely get a lot of shouts. As I said, Fearless also will get a lot of shouts. For me, this is the best Jet Li film.
Do you like it when he's silent because you're like projecting yourself as like, that could be me? Because I think that's why they do that.
I do think there's part of that we want to be that guy, right? The guy who shows up to the town, doesn't have to say much, kicks everybody's ass, and then leaves, and everybody's like, oh my God.
Their target audience is like, you want to be this guy, don't you? So 100%. I just want to know if you were, okay, cool.
I don't personally maybe seek that type of film out to like scratch an itch, but in my kung fu movies, I do like that style. Man comes to town, silent, kicks everybody's ass. Number 2, unfortunately, it was not my number 1, Frank.
What the fuck?
But it was my number 2, Enter the Dragon. Again,
Bruce
with
Lee
this one,
spinning around in his grave. I can't believe it. And his son.
I don't even think like this is that great a movie, if I'm being honest.
All right, go ahead.
Like,
Cut to break.
I really love Bruce Lee. I think there are better Bruce Lee movies maybe, but this collaboration between Hong Kong and Hollywood, I think, was such a... The impact of this movie has been felt for decades, will be felt for generations. Like, this is the one that everybody knows.
Never seen
it's also a good movie, like, not great, good movie, but Bruce Lee really shines here. Like, it is a star-making performance. You watch this one time and you recognize like why Bruce Lee is who he is in terms of the cult status that he has attained. He's an absolute megastar. He blows... Like he blows you away with it. He jumps off the screen. He's absolutely electric. The kung fu is pretty good, but for cultural impact, this movie must be here.
I respect an opinion. I just don't agree with it.
It's a good film. Number 1, this guy is my favorite. This is my favorite martial artist. This is the guy that I have seen the most movies of, love the most, feel like is the most talented, the most dynamic. It's Jackie Chan.
Legend.
And the movie that I've picked is you picked a sequel in your first one.
Yeah.
I picked a sequel too, but
Rush
it was a
Hour
sequel to Frank's film, Drunken Master 2. Drunken Master 2. Drunken Master, an epic film. Drunken Master 2, even better. I feel like the fight scenes.
He's
have
got a secret
intensified.
weapon with a lot of kick.
And it is just, for me, it is the best Jackie Chan movie, but I honestly could have picked 10 different ones because I love him so much. I feel like he's just so versatile, so dynamic. His combination of like comedy and feeling like he's a little bit goofy, but then also seemingly completely in control is unmatched. And this, as Frank said, like the drunken style has been popularized by this set of films. To the point that like video game characters have the drunken style and things like that. My favorite of Jackie Chan, my number 1, And I had a lot of fun with this list because I really like Kung Fu movies.
I respect them. I respect both y'all's lists. This was not a list that I was equipped for.
I feel like
did a
your
great
list is
job,
great.
Yeah.
I know, but I've literally seen I have not seen a single movie.
You've seen Enter the Dragon, though,
I've
right?
seen Hero and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I haven't seen any of the other movies. No, I've never seen Enter the Dragon.
Well, that'll change soon, I'm sure.
Never seen Drunken Master.
Drunken Master,
Legend.
Fist of Legend, even 36 Chambers of the Shaolin. These are a little more like hardcore 70s, 80s movies. They're not as like fast moving, so I imagine you might not love them too much.
If you liked,
They made movies
The Kill
before
Bills.
2000.
yeah,
If
I
you like
love
what,
the
Frank?
Kill Bills.
if you liked the Kill Bills, then this is a good this is the source material. Like this is the shit that Quentin Tarantino was into.
Yes, Kill Bill definitely inspired by this, as well as like Japanese, like obviously samurai and those types of films. But the pace is not the same. The frenetic pace of a lot of these the modern movies is not there for a lot of the early Kung Fu movies. It's a lot slower. It's a lot more. I'm walking around the town talking to this person. Then all of a sudden a fight breaks out. Then it's like back to kind of slow. It's like slow, fight.
Interesting you mentioned Tarantino and Kill Bill. Hero is like presented by Quentin Tarantino, but like he really had nothing to do with it.
I'm
He
sure
just wanted
produced it,
he just wanted a wider audience in the US for it.
Although I did read on forums that like maybe he took some stuff out that maybe actually would have been better left in. But
What?
Shout out to him.
either way.
All right, that is pound
see
for
it.
pound Kung Fu movies in honor of UFC Shanghai going down this weekend. When we come back from this break, your voicemails. Stick around.
Before we get to voicemails, I actually forgot to do something. Cameraman Henry sent
Legend.
me his list.
Ah, yes.
I just want to add this really quickly. Number 1, Ip Man. Donnie Yen. Great movie. Had it. Number 2, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Legend.
Great movie.
Sounds familiar.
Hero. Jet Li.
Legend.
So he's aligned with you guys on his top 5. Number 4, Grandmaster.
Nice.
A very solid one. And then Enter the Dragon. So kind of like an overlap
don't
on a
just
lot
gloss
of
over that. Henry
Actually,
knows ball.
this
Enter the Dragon was number
mirrors.
No,
this
it
really
wasn't. It
Mirrors,
was number
no,
5.
this is in reverse order. That was his number 5.
fuck.
This mirrors a lot of Frank's list, though. He overlaps with 3 of your list, Frankie.
Henry and I.
Yeah, Henry knows ball. Shout out to Henry, cameraman Henry.
Shout out to Henry and shout out to the voicemails that get left here because last week we broke a bit of news on the show. Gable Steveson will be making his debut in LFA. This is what we got last week.
Also, I got a friend, Eli Picorni. He's making his debut in the LFA on September 12th. same card as Gable Steveson. He actually trained with Gable growing up in Portage. Dude is definitely going to be in the UFC soon and will definitely be on the Helwani show. So just thought I'd throw that out there. All right, take care, guys.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Amazing call. First of all, Gable Steveson is making a debut on LFA. LFA brings in all Minnesota super fight to the land of 1,000 lakes at LFA 128. I'm not saying anything about Gable Steveson.
Does he know something that we don't know yet?
McKee versus McPadden.
I don't think Gable has anything on the books yet.
Let's see. McKee always comes prepared with his corner. Gable Steveson will be at the fights, it looks like. Logan Storley and Gable Steveson is in McKee's corner for this fight.
But what if he's also fighting there?
Yeah, I don't think. Did he just break some news?
I don't know. Sounds like that's what he was saying.
And sure enough, Gable Steveson will be making his MMA debut in LFA. We found out last night.
He knew something.
He knew something, man. I think they probably just told him.
What?
When he signed
I should have looked up his name. It's kind of disrespectful. But
yeah, we appreciate it. If you get any more breaking news,
this will not stand.
Just,
Hold on.
just let us know. Well, Rick finds that.
Hold on.
I'm a 24-year-old college graduate.
24-year-old college graduate.
You guys offer team learning model that predicts.
Yes, this is him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, does he say his name?
Graduate.
No, he just says his friend's name, Eli.
Oh, brother, say your name. Get the credit. Thank you for breaking that news on Boys in the Back last week.
All right, Frankie, what voicemails we got this week?
Ahoy, hoy.
Hey, what up, boys? It's Joe from San Antonio.
What's up, Joe?
Just calling in with my 12-day-old son and my wife.
Congratulations.
We've been listening almost every week and just wanted to say shout out to all y'all for all the work y'all put into the episodes. Looking forward to this weekend. And, yeah, I hope y'all have a good time watching the fight.
Damn, well, congratulations on the baby, brother. That's massive. 12 days old. Enjoy. And appreciate you listening. Appreciate the sport. It means more than you know.
Thank you.
Hey, boys. It's Emil from the ATL.
Oh, what's up, Emil?
I was just thinking about this new Paramount Plus deal. And am I crazy? People are talking about, should I get the ad version or the ad-free version? If you get the ad-free version, it's a live event. What are you going to be watching during the commercial breaks?
Slates.
Thanks. Love you, boys.
I think even if you get the ad-free version, you'll just see whatever ads they show during the fights.
So,
like if you have Peacock ad-free right now and you watch a PLE for wrestling, like WrestleMania or SummerSlam or something, they're just going to put ads in it. Netflix too.
that's not what the UFC actually does. During breaks
We get the
on Plus,
ESPN commercial break. We'll be back
Yes.
soon.
but internationally, elsewhere, they're still going. The commentary team is still on. And so, like, you might see, like, it depends. Sometimes in past eras, and Jordan can back me up on this, like, before they had enough the timing worked out, sometimes there'd be some dead air and it'd be like arena nat sound and you'd kind of see that. But let's say it's like walkout, right? For fighter, there's international and other places that you are seeing that. You're seeing the fighter walk out as opposed to coming back from commercial and them being in the cage. I wonder if they will go hard, like fully to breaks or kind of continue that, but not every audience does see that. There is like a continuation. And so sometimes you'll actually see, like, we'll come back from a break and you'll hear the commentary team, like, seemingly on the end of a thought. It's because they had just been discussing that. So TBD, but not everywhere does see that.
Hey, what's going on, boys in the back, man? Your show is awesome, man. I like
that,
your
brother.
takes on, I wait every Thursday and Friday just to hear you guys' takes, and man, you guys are awesome. Keep it going. I like this new voicemail thing. My name is LaShawn. I've been a fan of you guys
Shout
and
out
Ariel
LaShawn.
for years, so you guys keep it up. And I got one question.
Please.
Who's next for Paulo Costa? All right, have a good time.
MVP.
I'm down for it.
I think it's a
MVP
great
versus
fight.
Costa's
MVP
great.
said he's down. Two big names that should put on a pretty fun fight.
I'm in.
Hey boys, Leviticus
Brett?
Appleton, Savannah, Georgia. Hope you're doing
I thought
good.
this was Brett from Nebraska.
I just finished watching
gun.
the
Shout out
voicemail
Savannah.
section of your wonderful show, and you didn't select my question, which is fine. I don't know why you didn't, and I just want to say the experience of watching this great show and listening to each voicemail and hoping that it's going to be yours, and then based on some of the ones you hear, you're sure you're going to make the cut.
It's tough.
And then for it to end, and it was horrible, and I have never been so sad because your show has always brought me only joy, and
Leviticus, man.
and I just couldn't enjoy about 15, 20 minutes of your programming because you didn't select my question. So I say this, boys. I say this. If my prediction, which will be in the records, which will be in your voicemails, if my prediction comes true for the Hazmat Ricky Duplessis fight, you have to play this message.
All right, let's hear the
So
prediction.
the people will know that you did beat Raw. Love you guys. All right. Thanks.
He didn't
You didn't even give a fucking prediction. That voice acting was unbelievable. That was
Leviticus Appleton.
shout out to Leviticus
Real name?
Appleton for sure. Shout out to Savannah, Georgia. I'm actually looking him up on LinkedIn right now.
Shout out Leviticus Appleton.
Leviticus Appleton seems to be a real person. Yeah, he's got an IMDb profile. Wow. Shout out. Unbelievable name. That was a great voicemail. To keep it going the entire time was truly great stuff.
Hey, boys.
What's up, man?
Jacob from Laguna Beach, California.
Oh, Laguna Beach. Shout out.
Thanks for the shout out, GC. Always a good time listening
Got
to you guys. Shout out Andy
Got my
Jordan
ass.
and the one and only Mysterious Frank.
Shout out, Frankie.
Yo, the last pound for pound with you guys was dope. Watching all the Helwani DC clips was just fucking hilarious. I was thinking maybe you guys could do a pound for pound, just like wholesome respect moments, like the Holloway, Poirier after their fight, that clip that went viral and shit. That was dope. And please, challenges the shit. Please get Ben the Bane Davis to do a finale watch along if you guys can.
Oh, yeah, we got the
Got a
challenge
bunch
tonight.
of parlays going on this week, boys. UFC 319.
I hope you cash.
Let's get
brother.
it. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye.
We do at the end of the year for the awards, like the feel good moment. A feel good pound for pound wouldn't be bad.
That'd
Wouldn't be
fun
a
to
bad
go
idea.
through. That would be fun to go through. Jordan's telling me to keep going.
No, what?
Yeah, play another voice.
Yeah, play another voicemail.
If it ain't the good old motherfucking boys in the back. This is Chase calling from the Pacific Northwest, Seattle to be exact. Big shout out to Connor, Frank, Jordan, otherwise known as Mr. Vacation, Andy and Rick, longtime watcher, first time caller. It's evident that most of us watch the show for Ariel's extensive MMA knowledge and interviewing ability, but
of course,
I wanted to take a minute to give some flowers to my main man, Rick. For
Thank
as
you,
long
man.
as I've
Shout
been
out.
watching the show, Rick has been an integral part of what makes the show worth watching.
True.
Aside from Lord of the Rings, I'll say that Rick has consistent
Trash take.
prime takes that showcase that even though he may look at Ariel in the same light, but the majority of us do, in many a book, Rick stands toe-to-toe with Ariel on a level of thought that is very deserving of the
Man,
roles that
what
he
a nice
currently
preaching.
holds at Uncrowned.
What a genius this guy.
Lastly, I have to say that as a longtime sneakerhead, I've always appreciated Ariel's love for SBs, and I've been collecting since 2005, starting with P-Rod, so shout out to Go to Skateboarding. Been hoping that Ariel would take the time to talk about what's in his collection, because I know he's got some fucking heat. Much love, boys.
In terms of Ariel's collection, it's not like that deep. It's not that extensive. He wears his shoes.
Yeah, there was a time pre your era there was a time where Ariel definitely got new ones a lot more frequently and was like really like building out the collection.
I feel like the last new ones he got, other than the Bronsons, which are fire, he got the Montreal Bagel Dunks.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good.
Because he would go to the media day, right? He's showing up at the media day. He'd have a fresh fit, the newest version of the fuck did I just knock over? Oh.
Newest version of the shoes.
Newest version of the kicks, look and fly. It become a topic of conversation amongst the fighters and things like that. So there was a time where he was like level up.
Also, that guy's D1 glazing you like crazy, and he didn't mention your sneaker collection.
This guy's a D1 glazer, bro.
We didn't get that, Frankie? Your sneaker collection is also elite.
I'm all right. But I like Ariel, I wear my sneakers. Like I'm not like keep 50 in a box and then only break them out every once in a while.
That was a nice voice synthesizer you put on there.
That was me doing it?
You just giving your own self. All right, when we come back from the break, we will play the rest of your voicemails. We're leaving fast. Now we're just on YouTube. All right, Frankie. What more voicemails do we got, brother?
Boys in the back, it's your guy, Matt from Nashville again.
What's up,
Got
man?
another question. I've been thinking about this Paramount deal, and Dana's saying that they might increase the performance of the night pay.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. My only problem with that is, do you think Dan Ige is going to have to change his nickname? Dan 75K Ige doesn't quite roll off the tongue as good.
100K
So,
Ige sounds pretty good though.
What's another alternate nickname that Dan Ige should take if he can't do 50K anymore? Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great week.
Love you too, Matt.
Peace.
I'm with you, 100K. You got to
100K
change it to
Ige.
100K just for Dan Ige's sake.
I know he's right though. 75K Ige does not sound good. Obviously, we can't
be.
Can't do it. 100K.
Nothing
Ige.
actually sounds good. 70K, 80K, 90K, none of it sounds good. Dan, 100K Ige.
What up, boys? Moxon from Utah, the great state that had Leon Edwards kick Kamaru Usman's head clean off.
Legendary state.
I've tried to call a
Justin
couple
Gaethje
times. I
kicked
guess
as well.
Frank's not happy that I hit the Benjamin before I come on, so I haven't hit the Benjamin yet. I just had a little quick question. Connor,
Yes, sir.
I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see you've liked an Instagram reel that's saying you don't like clankers. Huh? You don't like clankers? Neither do I. We need to get together.
Like the twister.
And we need to find these clankers.
Oh, that's the end of the voicemail? Yeah. People are making like reels in like 2060, 2055, where AI has become sentient and they're robots, and the slur for them is clankers. Tin skin, a bunch of ridiculous ones.
All those 2000s movies where it's like humans and robots coexisting, and they're like those fucking robots over there.
Yeah, exactly. Some hilarious reels out there. But yeah, I'm not on board with the clankers, bro.
Anti-clanker.
I, for one, welcome our new robot overlords.
Yeah, you're saying that because you know they're watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what up, BITB? It's Zach from California here.
What's up, Zach?
I'm just wondering, after watching 319 and Chimaev's dominance that he displayed, I'm starting to think that like high level wrestling is by far the biggest advantage that a fighter can have in MMA.
Base. It's a good base.
When you're looking at the greatest fighters of all time, you know, Jones, GSP, Khabib, it seems like they all have wrestling that's like miles above their opponents. So would you guys like agree that that is the biggest advantage that someone can have? And it just seems to be like completely neutralizing everything. So that was my question. Also, GC, bro, I see you on Strava, bro. I'll be giving you kudos. Keep putting in them fucking miles, dog. Stay hard.
Let's go. Add me on Strava. Just add Connor Burks. Join the Uncrowned League group. I started one. We got like 22 members right now, but we're going to grow it, start doing activities. I've been putting in a 5K every week, trying to get to a sub 25K. So shout out. When it comes to the wrestling, though, you said it. The word neutralizes. That's what you're able to do. That's why you can have so much success with it. Khamzat Chimaev neutralized DDP for 25 minutes. He essentially gave him no threat back.
We go through these ebbs and flows where the meta of the game changes, right? There was a time where it was like wrestling. Then all of a sudden, like Conor McGregor comes around. He's got this bladed stance. He's doing the karate stuff. The striking kind of becomes the thing. We even saw this as recently as like Israel Adesanya, Alex Pereira, some of the guys. Now we're in a Merab Dvalishvili, Khamzat Chimaev. Like the metas always change. Wrestling seems to be the best option if you're trying to, one, neutralize, which is a great word, as you said, or two, kind of stay the safest, right? Because if your opponent is on their back, their options are very limited with how good everybody's jiu-jitsu game is these days. It's a lot easier these days to avoid submissions and avoid triangles and things like that being thrown up. So, yeah, wrestling is a damn good base, especially right now.
What's up, boys? This is Hayden from California here. Just giving you guys a call. I was wondering, when do you think we're going to get a Chicago UFC card? We haven't had one of those in a while. It'd be great if the UFC could come back to Chicago. But you guys know anything about a Chicago card coming up soon? All right, thanks, guys.
I haven't heard anything in the works. I know this is something you guys have been asking for
dying.
a while. It has been a minute since they got a card. So, hopefully we hear something soon from the big man.
Yeah, I'm praying for you guys.
What's good, boys? It's your boy Bodkins. I got to ask, with summer coming to an end and everybody going back to school, if you were in school, which fighters are you trying to sit with at the lunch table? And also, vice versa, which fighters are you trying to avoid at the lunch table because they might be trying to give you some wedgies or something, being the big bullies. Y'all have a blessed day. Have a great weekend. Summer's closing to an end, boys. Let's finish it off right.
Love
the
hanging
energy
at the lunch table. Love the energy.
They would divide the tables by weight class, right?
No. We're going to get a mix. I want to sit at the lunch table with Mike Perry and Jeremy Stevens, that's for sure.
That was a fun one yesterday.
Yeah. Give me Carlos Praches as well.
Whoever's the nerdiest and is playing Magic with me, that's who I'm sitting with.
Who would that be? Ryan Hall?
Does
Yuri?
Chase Hooper play?
Yuri would be fun to sit with. He'd pack octopus and do that thing where he puts.
Are you and Carlos Praches at the back door smoking some cigarettes instead of at the table?
Sneaking in, drinking a Four Loko in the parking lot before school starts.
He'd be like, Yuri, come sit down, man. And he's like,
I'm coming!
I'm like, dude.
Yuri, we
chill out a
saved
little
you a
bit.
seat, man. Yuri would be great. I mean, Yuri is a school guy. I wonder who he sat with at the lunch table at university.
Do you think he hung around campus though?
Oh,
do you
yeah.
think it was just like Yuri's like floating around
Sat in
campus?
the corner meditating.
Nah, that motherfucker was at the dining
everyone's-
hall. His nutrition plan for his last fight was just dining hall food.
I imagine him sitting crisscross, floating off the ground, just like hovering everywhere. And people are like, that's Yuri, man.
It's just Yuri. He's just doing his thing.
We get an Alex Pereira fight and a Yuri fight in the same night in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Okay, picture this.
Hmm?
Two guys you want to see fight. One fights on the same they fight on the same card as each other. Could be magical.
But they're not fighting each other.
They're not fighting each other. All right.
Shout out, boys in the back. This one's for Mr. Eric Berkman, New York Rick. This is Aaron Moten, originally from San Diego, and now reside in Arizona. My question is for New York Rick in regards to Khamzat Chimaev.
Okay.
Okay, I know you're a big fan of his. I understand it. The guy's amazing.
Yep.
But referring to his fight against DDP, how can you call him a dominant grappler or that performance being dominant? If he was a dominant grappler in that performance, he would have finished the fight. I think dominant grapplers have the responsibility to try to finish the fight at all costs. I'd love to hear your ideas, your thoughts on this. Thank you. Have a great day.
I don't have much to say. He dominated his ass.
I'm just not sure how you don't get dominance from 21 minutes of control time and DDP essentially mounting zero offense in regards to going after Khamzat Chimaev.
You can make the claim, you can 100% make the claim that he fought without taking much risk.
Yeah.
You can 100%
He should have
make
hunted
that
the
claim.
finish more, no doubt.
You cannot make the claim that he did not dominate. He absolutely dominated DDP. It was one of the most one-sided championship fights in a while.
It's truly like it's mind-boggling to me how much hate Khamzat Chimaev
He's
is
boring.
getting
He sucks, man.
when DDP is receiving next to none of the same.
Yeah, I tried to make that point on Monday. Like, DDP didn't take a lot of risks that opened a lot of opportunities for Khamzat. If he wanted to take a risk and somehow opened up his neck, Khamzat might have snatched that up.
He almost certainly would have.
It's a two-man dance.
Khamzat Chimaev is all too familiar with finishing fights.
Yeah.
12 of his 15 wins are by finish.
He's boring, bro. He's boring.
He like exclusively finishes people in the first 6 minutes of these fights.
Boring. Sucks.
What up, Double Davis?
Yes.
We got the PFL middleweight, light heavyweight, and floppyweight finals this Thursday,
Let's go.
6 p.m., August 21st. Fabian Edwards versus Dalton Rosses, Sullivan Colley versus Antonio Shoeface Carlos Jr., and, of course, the floppyweight finals, Alexander Romanov versus Oleg Popov. Now,
sell me,
I'm
Don.
sure you're all wondering, what did I think of Francis sandblasting me and the PFL on Ariel's show this week? I have nothing to say on the matter. I think if anyone hasn't heard it yet, just go and listen. There is absolutely no way Francis could make himself look any worse than he did with his own words. Okay, moving on to my fantasy
Respectful
team.
by
Kiefer
Doug.
Crosby is also fighting
Kiefer
this
Crosby this weekend.
against a kid who's 11-1. They call him the Super Saiyan. And, yeah, I'm not nervous at all. Kiefer's plus 280, which is considerably closer than some of his other fights. So 2 losses in a row can only go up from here. Video game-wise, it's a single-player game. So, Frank, we're not going to be able to chop it up together. But let me know what you think. Trombone Champ. It is a trombone simulator. It's one of the best games of the year, 2022. Honk, blow, and toot your way through over 60 songs, collect all 50 tromboner cards, and uncover the mysteries of the trombone.
Wild.
Do you have what it takes to become the true trombone champ? It's a lot of fun. And, yeah, I'm going to try and play that Wiz Khalifa song that we commissioned on the trombone. Should be good.
That song's
Let me
fire.
know
We
what you
heard it at
guys
the 2022 championships.
think. And, oh, yeah, check out the movie Thief by Michael Mann. Now I'm doing movie reviews. Connor, if you've never seen that, absolute classic. And I assume Rick and Frank have, but if not, yeah, give it a go.
It is a great movie.
All right, take it easy.
Thief by Michael Mann?
Yeah.
I saw somebody on the subway the other day wearing a Thief hat. Oh, straight from, that's crazy.
The people that ride for Michael Mann movies really ride for Michael Mann movies, and this is like the siren song. Like, Thief is the all-timer.
Trombone Champ on the Switch. You going to get it, Frank?
I already have it.
What's up, boys? This is Austin from Dyersville, Iowa.
Oh, shout out to Iowa.
This question is actually more for Eric. My wife is actually due to have a baby in a few weeks.
Let's go.
If you have any advice at all for soon-to-be 25-year-old father of a boy, any advice would be appreciated. I was actually at the Des Moines card that you guys were at.
Legend.
Didn't end up seeing you guys, but I
Sorry,
was
brother.
there, Iowa native. So I got for you.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself. You'll be great. Congratulations. Like this is one of the best things that can happen to you. Super excited for you. Hopefully you and your partner as well. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. There is no. You can ask people for advice. You can get some tips and tricks. You can read the books. You can do all these things. Ultimately, as long as there's love, as long as you're trying your absolute best to take care of this child, you'll do great. And that will carry you through. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to, like, quote unquote, get it right. You don't have to go by what the book says. If the book says this and then your kid doesn't really like respond to that thing, don't feel like it's because you're doing something wrong, because the kid's doing something wrong. Everybody's different. All kinds of things. You're gonna have to find your way through it. Don't put pressure on yourself. Just really be there, care about the kid, and you guys will be all right.
Hey guys, 24-inch Dubs. In the light of our show now having an insider, okay, I'm about to break news about the Boston Red Sox.
It's true, we have an insider.
All right, here we
They
go.
stink. Okay? They can't beat the Orioles. Number 2, not a real insider. Number 3, hope you guys have a great vacation. Wear lots of sunblock. Sit on the beach. Enjoy yourselves. Shout out Frank.
Shout out Frank.
Shout out Rick.
Shout
Shout
out
out everyone in the back. Great couple of weeks. I'm out. Bye.
24-inch Dubs, man. Shout out to you,
The gentleman
brother.
who did not leave his name is a real insider because he had that information.
No, he's saying he's not a real insider about the Red Sox.
Oh, maybe, yeah. But that guy was a real insider and gave us breaking news last week.
But boys in the back, this is Sam from Clemson.
Oh,
shout out boys in the back. Love the show. Had to share an amazing story from UFC 319/Parenthood. My wife and I were expecting, and we were thinking it'd be funny if baby would make an early appearance. And well, wouldn't you know it, I walk out during Khamzat Chimaev's walkout, and he's got his music going, and I told my wife, and she's napping. I go, honey, main event's about to start. She looks up and she goes, I can't stop peeing. And at that moment in time, her water broke. And she called her doctor. Luckily, the doctor said she could go take a shower, so was kind of able to watch it, as my mind is swirling. And shout out Khamzat Chimaev. And today, August 19th, we welcomed our baby girl into the world, Matilda Khamzat Boris Chimaev Hakeem. Just kidding. Matilda Violet. We're very, very fortunate. She's a healthy little girl. Came early, but she was trying to be around for Khamzat's victory. But shout out boys in the back. Y'all are amazing. Love y'all. Do your thing. Talk to y'all later.
Shout out to Sam McCain, man. Congratulations on the birth of your child. That's truly incredible. Professor down at Clemson. I've spoken with his classes a couple times. He's the man. Shout out to
amazing.
Sam, the absolute guy.
That's sick.
I love the water breaking. She's like,
all right, I'm going to get in the shower. And he's
getting
like,
in the shower.
Okay,
and he's
I'm
just like,
going to keep watching.
Take a 25-minute shower.
Yeah, you doing all right? Take your time.
UFC Fight Night, it is going down in Shanghai. We rolling! Yeah! All right, let's just cut to the chase. This is Hanashi MMA here. Let's just be real. Who is going to be up at 3 a.m.? I figure I'll just go down the list and we'll just make that, prediction right now. So we got the El Jefe himself, head honcho Ariel Helwani. I think he's going to wake up probably about the co-main event. And, he's going to post a knockout from the prelims and title it Oh My, like he was up the whole time, but he really just woke up for the co-main event. I got like $20 on that right now. We got Mysterious Frank. Mysterious Frank, he's going to be on time, but he's going to be on Shanghai time. He's going to do some hipster shit. And he's going to be on Shanghai time at 3 a.m., but that'll be 3 p.m. in America. And then he'll just say, hey, I was on time, but, there was no UFC. I don't know, some hipster shit. GC, I expect GC. This guy's a ride or die. I could totally see him being on time at 3 a.m. And he'll probably be on watching at 2:59 just locked in.
I was going to say 2:50 is when the alarm's going off.
He's just that guy. He's got that dog in him. New York Rick, I can just hear him just bluntly saying couldn't be bothered, wasn't up. and just maybe at the co-main event. But let me know if I'm wrong, but I just feel like not many people are going to be up at 3 a.m. Like, our money on GC. Love the show, guys. See ya.
Nailed pretty much all of them. Rick will probably catch the main card. Frank will not know the results until Monday morning.
Who, me?
Nailed the Ariel.
Not even Monday morning. 10 days from now, he will know the results.
Yeah.
Wait, the fights are in Shanghai this week?
He'll ask about the Parlay Pals like on Monday afternoon and be like, "Did we win?"
Are you getting up at 3?
Oh yeah, 2:50. Alarm going off.
I can't do it. I can't do it for this.
I was bred for this. Born for this.
There was a
Forged in it.
time I was up for every single card. I don't have that in me anymore. I'm going to have to catch it on replay.
Oh, it's going to be great. I can't wait. Little Shanghainese breakfast. And
What are we
then,
doing?
Some salsa on my eggs as well at the 7 o'clock hour. All right. Thanks so much for sending in voicemails.
One
Really
more thing
appreciate
before
it.
we hit Super Chats. Jericho.
Chris Jericho?
Not Chris Jericho. Jericho, who goes by the handle Rooster Illusions
shout out
on
to Rooster
Instagram.
Illusions.
He messages me quite frequently. He sent me this image. Last week during the show, he was DMing me and saying, our baby is on the way.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, fuck, why are you messaging with me? Like,
I was going to
go
say, why the
take
fuck
care
is he
of
messaging?
While
your
we were
family."
live?
While we were live. I was like, holy shit. We now have a healthy baby boy, which he sent photos. Congratulations.
Man, everyone's having kids.
Everyone's having kids. That's the theme of the day.
Healthy and happy. Healthy and happy. Congratulations.
Here's the message from Jericho. Healthy baby boy, mom and baby doing well. Chavi Castillo, last pick is him, and he said you didn't accept his Averon challenge, so he made sure to slip that in there after the celebrating the birth of his child. But yes, congratulations to the family, and welcome to the world, Chavi Castillo.
Legendary.
And congratulations.
Man, congratulations
Jericho.
to everyone having kids.
Yeah, I mean, three babies?
I think there was 3 babies. Yeah, it sounds like they're all happy and healthy. So congratulations to you guys. Appreciate you guys keeping us updated. Those are amazing. These pictures are fantastic to look at. Warms my heart. That is amazing. Congratulations, and congratulations to your wife as well. Before we get to Super Chats, a couple pieces of breaking news here. Noche UFC. Raul Rosas Jr. against number 9, Rob Font.
Oh, shit. We got the one.
Yeah. This is the one. Raul Rosas Jr. still very, very young. Going to get his chance to break in to the bantamweight top 10 against Rob Font. And I bet Rob Font is going to be a dog in this one. And that's exactly where you want to have Rob Font, baby. Stand up for the Bald Beard brand. Stand up for the vets. Rob Font is a dog. That's gonna be tasty. Raul Rosas Jr. is still only 20 years old.
Huge opportunity for Raul.
Huge.
If he beats Rob Font, that is a real declaration of I'm a top guy.
When was John Jones? 23?
No.
21?
Yes, 23. He was 23.
23?
Yeah,
this guy could be a top 10 bantamweight on his 21st birthday.
23 in 8 or 10 months, something like that. But yes. Look, we still got a long ways to go, right? Championship is a different level, and the guy holding a title in that division is quite good. But this would be a big step for Raul Rosas. And as we said, this is one that was Raul was apparently offered this fight, but he was cornering his brother in a different fight, wasn't able to step in and take that opportunity on short notice against Font after his opponent pulled out. But was offered the fight and was maybe seemingly that was going to be one we were going to get. Now we do get it. I think it's a perfect matchup.
One other bit of breaking news here. Cage Warriors, 11-0. Luke Riley, 11-0. All of those fights taking place in Cage Warriors, has officially signed with the UFC and will make his debut later this year.
Wait is over.
Congratulations to him, man. The wait is officially over for those Cage Warriors fans hoping for Luke Riley to get into the UFC. Another young man himself, just 26 years old. So that'll be interesting to see what happens for him. Frankie, we got any Super Chats, brother?
Super Chats. We do.
All right.
Sammy starts us off with, congratulations on TV deal, crew. However, I got scared for 1 second thinking you were leaving YouTube.
No, we're not going anywhere.
Thank you for the 50 Swedish kroners. We are not going anywhere. We will be on YouTube. We got to work out some kinks. But yes, thank you for the congratulations.
Thank you, Sammy.
Shout out to TV.
Appreciate your support.
Janet is here, comes back. It says, bald hunk shanghaied my heart. Other fella, a little too wild.
Janet with back-to-back bald hunk references. It appears to be an AI picture. Janet, you know where to find me. Just DM me. It's all good. You don't have to waste your money on the super chats. You can just come straight to the source.
Shout out, Janet.
The Superb Owl says, congrats on TV ad breaks. Come with that, so get that bag.
What the fuck
are you reading, bro? Congrats on TV. Ad breaks come with that, so get that money. Is it possible for the YouTube for y'all to read/talk to the chat during the TV ad break? Yeah, got to figure that out. Definitely need some music. The silence is deafening.
Audio for sure.
I was really starting to I was getting goosebumps during a few of those breaks. I was like, this is fucking terrible. Like, God, this is tough.
Suggesting talking over it. Like the video is playing out and we're just like, hey, by the way, blah, 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 says, blah, 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 blah. And we could read it out. I mean, yeah, we're open to ideas.
We're able to do those things. I wonder like how it's a routing thing. We're working out the kinks. This is the first day. We are the guinea pigs, so we're trying to figure it out. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Appreciate you hanging with us. Appreciate your support.
The patience. Appreciate the support. Hopefully this will grow the brand, grow the channel that much more, and will be a very good thing in the end.
And lastly, Irish Road Racing. Should they book DDP versus Costa? Trash talk be great.
I'm down, bro. You want your Costa title shot. That's how you get it.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be close after that one. God, DDP versus Costa would be fun.
Trash talk would be elite. It would be fantastic. I'm down for that.
Do you like that more than the MVP?
I'm indifferent.
I like that
DDP
more.
would be a pretty.
It's a big step up.
Fair favorite in that one.
Yeah, DDP would be a
big step up, but you're calling for the Khamzat fight?
I mean, do I think Paulo Costa is going to beat Khamzat Chimaev? Of course not. Do I think it would be fun as hell to watch him talk shit to Khamzat and then get into the fight? Fuck yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's it for Super Chats. Thank you to everyone who sent them in. Thank you for everyone that sent in the voicemails. Appreciate y'all listening. UFC Shanghai this weekend. A couple breaking news pieces we went over. Good show. Good show. Good first show in the TV era. Working out the kinks, as they say. Watch The Crack tomorrow. And then we're on vacation, man. The boys are going fishing. We will be back September 2nd. Mark it in your calendars. Monday after Labor Day here in the States. Tuesday after Labor Day here in the States. Just your average Tuesday everywhere else. September 2nd, though, we'll hit the ground running into a big, big fall. October's looking fantastic. Canelo Crawford. Noche UFC. Oh, UFC Paris. The fall is going to be fantastic. Until then, though, September 2nd. We will see you then. Thanks for watching. We're out.